So I figured as a nice small comeback stream to just kind of like get back into the groove of things, I would do IGN's racing game ranking thing. So if you've not seen this yet, basically they introduced a face-off, I almost want to call it game, maybe? Music too loud? Yeah, that should be better. There you go, thank you. You should go bald. I'm already almost bald. Look at this, dude. But basically what you can do here is, the way this works is the site will basically give you 2 games. And you have to basically pick your favorite between these games. And it does that for a whole bunch of rounds until pretty much all the major games are covered. And as a result, this leads to like some ranking here based on how many of these duels have been won. Like, for example, you can see that Underground 2 won the most amount of duels. Like, if there's like 2 games that the site gives you, and one of these is Underground 2, for like almost 3/4 of people pick Underground 2. And yeah, you can kind of see like that this leads to like a very interesting ranking here. The thing is, I think like 2 years ago we checked out a bunch of racing game rankings online, right? So we checked out a ranking on Metacritic first. We looked at all the Metacritic scores, and that was a bit weird because it mixed together a bunch of like mobile games as well. So the entire list was filled with mobile games, a whole bunch of mobile games, and also generally like the rankings were kind of weird. Then we looked at the user reviews, like the user scores on Metacritic, and I would say out of those were probably the most okay. I think there were definitely still some weird games in there, mainly because there were games that just didn't have a lot of reviews, right? Like not a lot of people reviewed or posted a bunch of like review rankings, which led to like some weird placements. And then lastly, we actually looked at IGN's own list of racing games, where we basically just ranked or sorted the website by the racing game genre and then by their own ranking. And that also sucked, because there was some very obvious favoritism with certain franchises and games. Also, like, they gave some really bad ratings to certain games. And also, for some reason, I remember the number 1 game was a DOS game or an SNES game, right? Makes no sense. So that's what we looked at before. And I gotta be honest, looking at this list so far, it actually looks pretty good. I will say this list so far looks pretty damn good. Like, you have some, I don't want to say underrated games, because generally people like them a lot. But stuff like Driver San Francisco was in none of the rankings we looked at before. It was in none of them. It's now on like spot 8, which I think is so based. That's so unbelievably based. Like, I gotta be honest, so far, also Horizon 1 is the highest out of all the Horizon games, which I'm not sure if you're gonna find many people that would agree with this, but it's where I would place it. I would place the first Horizon over the others. GT4 on number 2, obviously, is really good. This is a great ranking. I gotta be honest. The thing is, I thought this was gonna be like really terrible, because you can redo this this game, so to say, here, as many times as you want. So if you really want to push one game really high up, you can basically just redo this quiz over and over and over again. However, I gotta be honest, this is a solid ranking. Like, just scrolling through this, I'd be like, yeah, you know. Now you got Dirt 2 in here, Blur in here. Neither of those games were in any of the previous rankings. By the way, Viva Porta, thank you for the Prime. I didn't miss you there. I've just been busy yapping. So, yeah, seems pretty solid. I'm actually kind of happy with this list. There's maybe some stuff I would just kind of rearrange in between. I think all of us would. Like, you can probably find like games where you're like, this should be a little bit higher, or this shouldn't be as high. But I guess, okay, like if someone posted this as like an opinion piece, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Seems pretty reasonable. Can I get? Yeah, sure. I'll post the link in the chat. Why am I not logged in here? Okay, I'll do it from here then. Yeah, like, I gotta be honest, there's nothing here where I'm like, nah, this seems bad. Even the original Forza Motorsport is here, which is really cool. I think, did I scroll over the new Forza Motorsport? Was that anywhere here? Not sure, no. Motorsport 2 is really high up. It's in the top 50. This is actually really cool. What else do we have here? When I go through this, there's inevitably gonna be games that I haven't played, where I'm just gonna have to like guesstimate which game I would probably like more, or which I think is better. Okay, Motorsport 7 is pretty high up. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if this game, I would probably put it in the top 100 at least, but not this high up. I'd probably put it more towards like the bottom of top 100. Shift to Unleashed here is really cool though. Won half the battles, more than half the battles. Really good actually. Oh, Tokyo Streamers Drift 2 is here. That's good. That's actually really good. Okay, OG Motorstorm. Motorsport 6, interesting. Grid Autosport here? I'm not sure. Okay. Motorsport 5. I think, have we seen all the motorsports? I think we might have seen all the motorsports, so this is actually the lowest. So all the motorsports are in the top 100. But I guess the newest one isn't here, which definitely fair. Dude, that's so funny! Daytona USA over iRacing. This game mocks all the sim snobs, dude. That is actually so funny. And gotta be honest, kinda true. Kinda based. This game still mocks the most, like, hardcore sim. Unbound actually made it to top 100, okay. There's a lot of NFS games that were in here. But Heat was way higher. Need for Speed Heat was way, way higher. Which I definitely agree with. Interesting, the first Hot Wheels Unleashed. I think the second Hot Wheels Unleashed was way, way better. Way better than the first one. They seem really similar to the point where I think a lot of people didn't buy the second one because they thought it's just like some kind of like map expansion. Or like some like DLC. I actually think the second one was way better. So to only have the first game here is definitely a bit... I don't know. There we go. Motorsport, it's actually still made it to the top 100. It's the lowest. Every single motorsport is in this list except... and this one too, but it's at the very bottom. Art of Rally deserves to be higher. I'm actually listening to the music right now. It's funny. No, OG Grid was way further up. I think like top 30 even. Yeah, nah. First of all, like this needs to be high up. Art of Rally like really deserves to be high up. I think that's like still the problem with this list, and I think any ranking list you would make, it's just that it's a popularity contest. You know, like at the end of the day, it's always a kind of a popularity contest. And I do think more people played Forza Motorsport, or at least aware of Forza Motorsport than Art of Rally. You know, Mario Kart 8 above Forza Motorsports. Question Racing, I think this was on the highest spots, right? On the user rankings. It's actually just 95 here. Are both crew games here? Where was the first crew? We can scroll forever. I think I'm gonna stop at the top 100 though. I mean, I guess we can see what just barely missed out on the top 100. I think GTA 2 has a lot of fans. I think, wasn't this like a super revolutionary sim? Oh, yeah, Sports WC just missed out. Yeah, could have been better, yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I don't agree with. I think Auto Unleashed 2 was way better. It was way better. But it's a, you know, as I said, like, it's partially a popularity contest. Okay. Any game that you want me to look up that you didn't see, or maybe did see or missed or whatever? I mean, I guess you could check the site yourself, but feel free to be lazy and just tell me. Pro Street, good point. Pro Street is not here. Wait, where is Pro Street? Okay, we can only scroll out to 200. Pro Street is not in this list. Okay, that's a crime. It has that. It's very flawed. Very flawed. But I think it deserves to be at least in the top 50. A Pro Street with a space. No, still no. That's unfortunate. Carbon? I think it was in the list. Yeah, spot 18 actually. Anything else I should try? Juice is not on the list. That's unfortunate, yeah. I think one of the games, like either 1 or 2, deserve to be here. Probably 1. Pro Street has been correctly reassessed online. You love it, but casuals really don't seem to vibe with it. Yeah, It is also just hard to get into. It has some like really obvious flaws. The handling is not great in Pro Street. Where's Big Rigs? Ridge Racer. There were definitely some Ridge Racer games in here. Ridge Racer Type 4 is here. 5 is there. First one. That's it. No 7. Test Drive Unlimited. Yeah, good point. There's Test Drive Le Mans. Test Drive Eve of Destruction. TDO1 is on 21. That's actually extremely high up. Nice. No new Tokyo Extreme Racing. I think it's just too new. You have a lot of other Tokyo Extreme Racing games here. You have TXR 3 on 62, which is really good. And shortly behind that is Drift 2. I would probably put Drift 2 over 3, for being honest. But valid. It really depends what type of like game you like more. Dirt Series, there were a couple. No Burnout Revenge. That's here, 13. Draft Club was in here. 34, which is great. Like, I think out of like the fairly simple, straightforward games, Draft Club is really among the best. No Ford Off-Road. What's my YouTube video? Probably not. Maybe I'll be on the watch channel. Okay, I think we checked everything. Should I start the face-off? I hope there's gonna be lots of arguments in the chat. Okay. So let's see. Play the face-off. Can I not put this away? I guess not. Okay. Pick a winner. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. Porsche Unleashed or Blur? We have, what the hell? 398 duels. Okay, we can't argue too much. We can't argue too much about each of these, and we're gonna be here until tomorrow. I will go with Blur, yeah. I massively respect Porsche Unleashed. I think to this day it's the most sim out of the Need for Speed games. Really good for its time, but like Blur, like it was more innovative, in my opinion. It innovated a lot on like the fun kart racer thing. But I will go Blur. Okay. See, that's the problem. This kind of stuff is hard for me to assess because I don't know what this game is. But PGR1 is really good. The funny thing, I haven't even played it too much. I only started like playing it a little bit. That's gotta be PGR1. Click on the X. Oh, okay. So for example, like I didn't play Micro Machines 2, but just X this. Yeah, okay. So that way we exclude all the games that I didn't play, because I feel like that's like kind of unfair. Grid Legends or Wipeout 3? Okay, I played a little bit of Wipeout. And Grid Legends, I gotta be honest, I was really meh on. Grid Legends I was kinda meh on. I'm gonna eliminate Wipeout 3. Maybe Grid Legends comes up again. Okay, actually no Cruising Worlds, but it's gotta be Gran Turismo 1. Like, how can it not be Gran Turismo 1? This is like the most revolutionary racing game ever made, probably. Okay, I didn't play the first V-Rally, so I'm gonna put that away. We're gonna see FM7 again, I think. Gran Turismo 3 or Colmac Raid 2.0? I did actually play Colmac CMR 2 a little bit on the Steam Deck. It has a lot of hardcore fans. I thought it was just okay. I think it's just once again like an era thing, you know. For its time it was great. I think it plays to both games. I'm obviously biased towards Gran Turismo 3 because I grew up with it. I think between these it is the better game. There's just more to do. It's like, I think like, if you try to think that these games were sold for the same price, you got more value out of GT3. So I'm going with GT3. I actually played neither of these games, so lol. Ridge Racer 5 Road Rash 2. I didn't play Road Rash 2. Goodbye. Project Cars 2 or Sega Rally Revo? I only played Project Cars 3. Yeah? Sega Rally I never played actually, so I don't think that's fair to... this makes me realize how many racing games I still have to play. Like, what is virtual racing? I don't know. Wait, why is Drive Club Bikes here? That's not a game. That's not a game. Yeah, I know Project Cars 2. It's a game that I really wish I would have played before I got taken offline. I removed Top Gear Rally, I think. I think we just have to sort out all the games that I didn't play. Then this makes more sense. Okay, I know these two games though. Trials Evolution or Opposite 2. I mean, it's Opposite 2, right? Yeah. Trials are fun though. WRC or Rally, Evolved or Shift 2? I'm such a stan for Shift 2, man. I'm such a stan for Shift 2. I'm picking Shift 2. You will be surprised how often I'm gonna pick Shift 2. Horizon 1 or Grid Autosport? Grid Autosport, get the fuck out of here. Honestly, get that shit out of here. Get that crap out of here, man. Okay. Tokka 1 and that. Then I still have not played a NASCAR game. Chronicle Sin. So is this Colin McRae Rally 1 or 3? Nah, Rally Evolved, Scubby shifted. Actually, I think I did play Wipeout Fury. Hold on. I did play the Omega Collection. But I think the Omega Collection is gonna be its own game here, so I'm gonna remove this as well. Okay. This is like okay. This is like the most recent debate. Unbound versus Heat. Honestly, get the fuck out of here with Unbound. Battle of Mid. I actually think Heat is substantially better than Unbound. Name me one thing that Unbound has over Heat. One. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Style? I mean, the graphic effects, sure. I hate the characters, though. I feel like Heat was just more consistent with that style. X on both. Soundtrack? You like the soundtrack and Unbound better? They were not great neither. Mitsubishi Eclipse. Fair point. So let me tell you what I think Heat has better. Or what Heat does better. Heat has a better map. He has a more interesting story. Not saying it's great, it's just more interesting. Heat has a better progression because you could just kind of like say, fuck it, I'm just gonna chill and do races and grind. Whereas in Unbound, it's like progress, progress, progress. Heat has better cops. Yeah. What sucks about Heat is that you can't really defend yourself against cops. I think that's something that improved in Unbound. But they're just so annoying in Unbound, man. They're just so annoying in Unbound. Like they spawn way too much in Unbound. And every single race increases your heat, which I found so annoying. Also the dialogue. I'm going Heat. 100%. Yeah, also valid point. Unbound had better multiplayer. Definitely. What I didn't like about Unbound's multiplayer though is that there was too much downtime. That's one thing I appreciate about Heat's multiplayer. There's almost no downtime. There's like maybe like a 15-second queue when the race starts, and that's it. When the race is over, everything just continues. In Unbound, it's like you have to sit through a bunch of results screen that take forever. Wait for everyone to finish the race, and that's just really annoying. Okay, Tokka World Tour. What is this? Is this another like DLC again? I'm just gonna remove this. Okay. Those are very different games. Gran Turismo 6 or Dirt Rally? 1. Oh, this is tough. I will say I enjoyed Dirt Rally 2 way more than the first one. The first Dirt Rally I didn't play too much. I think the second one had much better handling. It was just more fun overall. GT6 was crap. I wouldn't agree. I think Dirt Rally 1 was an early access game, right? I think once again, in case like this, I'm just gonna argue with value. I think, given you pay the same amount of money for both games, you just get more with GT6. Like, I think within the series, Gran Turismo 6 is a little bit weaker. But I think some of the weakest Gran Turismo games are still better than most games out there. Dirt Rally 1 is great, though. Don't get me wrong, Dirt Rally 1 is really good. But it's not my favorite rally game. You know? I think Dirt Rally 2 really was kind of necessary to, like, you know, improve on the formula. I would go with Gran Turismo 6, especially because it was kind of like the last traditional Gran Turismo. I don't know what mashed is. Cover looks familiar. Okay. Project Gotham Racing 2 or Most Wanted 2012? I think I will go with Project Gotham Racing 2. Yeah. Mashed potatoes. It is PGR 2. I kind of like stopped my hate boner on this game though over time. I still don't think it's good, mainly because it's just, well, like I don't see a single universe where you would play this over Burnout Paradise, ever. Burnout Paradise is almost the same game, but better. There's very few things about Most Wanted I prefer. As the thing is, I still have not really properly gone into PGR 2. Something I have to play a little bit more, so it's a little bit unfair. But just by feeling, I would pick this one. I don't know what this is. Oh, dude, Sonic Racing is peak though. I did not play Carmageddon 1. I'm too young for this shit. Outrun 2006 or MotorStorm Apocalypse. Oh, this is tough. Because I don't have strong feelings towards either of these. I think overall, Outrun is the more solid game. I would say. Outrun 2006 is the most solid game. I'm kind of more leaning towards Apocalypse though. I don't know, is that crazy? I'm leaning more towards MotorStorm. Because like, there are a bunch of games like Outrun out there, and all of them are pretty decent, but there's nothing like MotorStorm Apocalypse. There's nothing like it. So, once again, I think this is the most solid game, but there's just nothing like this out there. There's nothing like MotorStorm. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Ah, yeah, this is better. This is better. So I would go with this one actually. But they're both great games. In fact, this is exactly what I just talked about here. Rise and Chase Turbo. It's kind of like, you know, a little bit like Outrun. I didn't play Super Off-Road though, so I can't say, but I can't imagine this game is better. Okay. I did actually play F1 2021. I did not play this. I think if I pick F1 2021, the NASCAR fans are gonna knock on my door again. Okay, Need for Speed 2015 or Dirt 2? It is Dirt 2. 100% it is always Dirt 2. We always stand Dirt 2. Like, 2015 has a lot of hardcore fans, but I think the people don't like it because the game is good. Can I just point that out? Need for Speed 2015 fans don't like the game because the game is good. They like it because they like the vibes. And they just kind of fuck with it on some level, which I understand. I have that with a lot of games too. So in a direct comparison like this, it's always Dirt 2. It's always Dirt 2. It's like hands down one of the best arcade rally games. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, okay. I think this might be the first really hard one. Midnight Club 3. It doesn't say Dub Edition Remix, but it shows the Dub Edition Remix cover. I don't think it would make a difference though. Or Burnout Revenge. Oh, this is tough, man. Chat, what do we think? Hydrogen Bomb versus Hydrogen Bomb, yeah. This is the one that splits the hairs, dude. I see some for like MC3, some votes for Burnout. Revenge is so good. Revenge is so damn good. I'm not sure if it's my favorite Burnout though. I think if this was between Midnight Club 3 and Burnout 3, I think Burnout 3 would come out on top for me. But since it's Revenge versus Midnight Club 3, I think I'm going Midnight Club. If I'm being honest. The main problem I have with Burnout Revenge is that for some reason takedowns are way harder in that game. It takes way too much effort to do takedowns in that game. However, on the flip side, the crash junctions are much better. Because they don't rely too much on the multipliers anymore. I think I will go Midnight Club 3. Midnight Club 3 is a game I revisit more often. I think based on that merit, I'll vote for it. On stream, I play Midnight Club 3 a lot more than Burnout Revenge. So I think that's why I'm going for this. That's gonna be my... It's more replayable. It's more replayable. I think that's gonna be my argument. Okay, Crazy Taxi Underground 2. I actually did play Crazy Taxi somewhat recently. I got all the achievements on Steam just this year, a couple months ago. Crazy Taxi is really good. Crazy Taxi is really fun. But it's also really frustrating. But Underground 2 was really revolutionary. Oh, this is tough. This is tough, man. Okay. Here's the problem with Underground 2. It's really fun the first 10 hours. But I would say like past the 15-hour mark, it becomes really boring. It's still fun to see different tracks and new parts of the map. It's always fun to customize the cars with new parts that you unlock. But it just drags, man. It takes too long. Like if Underground 2 was just half the length, I would probably go for it. But Crazy Taxi is just like a tighter experience, you know. I don't see many flaws with Crazy Taxi, if I'm being honest. Like, the physics kind of suck ass, but it's like an arcade game from the 90s, dude. Like, it's just like... It's not really fair criticism, you know? Like, back then, the arcade machines and computers weren't able to calculate physics properly. So I might actually go with Crazy Taxi. This is a really hot take, actually, because I think Underground 2 is actually the number one. It's like on the number one spot we saw earlier. But I think I would go Crazy Taxi. Because it's just more flawless. I see more flaws in Underground 2 than with Crazy Taxi. However, it's because Underground 2 is obviously a lot bigger, you know. There's a lot more to it, and obviously, you know, makes it prone for more flaws and mistakes. I'm going Crazy Taxi. I'm feeling crazy, man. I'm going crazy. What the fuck is this? That's a game we gotta play on stream. Wacky Wheels. Feels perfect. Okay, EA Sports WSU or Motorsport 5. To some, might also be mid versus mid. I would say actually pretty okay, pretty decent, over really just mid. I actually enjoyed WSU a lot. It's just the launch was so ass. The launch was so ass. I talked about the stuttering, like EA gave me, like, if you remember, EA gave me a chance to make a video on this game like 2 months or so before it came out. And I talked about the stuttering being a problem. They did not fix it. They did not fix it. And especially for rally games, you don't want to have any stuttering. The WSC is fun. Like, genuinely. The fact that you could build cars, like you could build your own cars in this was cool. I feel like no one remembers that anymore. And you could actually like build your own cars like in Sega GT. That was cool as hell. And you can use your own cars that you build yourself. You know, you could give them like their own brand. You could make your own brand for the game. And you could play the career mode. The career mode was decent. It wasn't like amazing, but it was okay. Motorsport 5 just mainly felt like a graphics upgrade, you know. Like Motorsport 5, I actually replayed it a little bit recently as well on the Xbox One because I wanted to experiment with some stuff. It's just really boring. Like, I'm sorry, it's just kind of boring. It's not bad by like any metric. It's very solid. It's just really boring. Like there's just nothing super exciting about Motorsport 5, I think. Yeah, for 2013 the game looked crazy good, yeah. But I think just for fun factor I will go with WRC. Did not play Test Dilemma, although this one's supposed to be really good. People keep telling me I should play this. Iron Racer Grand Prix 4. Isn't Grand Prix 4 also a sim? Like a super old sim? I didn't play either of these, but I will keep iRacing in there because I know a decent bit about iRacing at least. Dude, I don't give a fuck what Driver San Francisco is up against. It mocks everything. Driver San Francisco mocks everything that comes on here, let's be real. let's be real. I don't even care what it's compared against. Okay, Need for Speed Carbon or Mario Kart Wii? See, this is weird, you know, like as someone who like... I was more into like cars and stuff and like actual racing games. I can be honest, like Mario Kart Wii was cool, but nothing special for me. Does that make sense? I felt like Mario Kart Wii had no ideas. It had no new ideas other than the motion controls. I mean, look at the cover. It looks really bland, you know. Like you come right out of Double Dash, which introduced like this cool like mechanic where you can, you know, play with another player and one is in the back of the car. I feel like Mario Kart Wii didn't introduce anything new. Actually, motorbikes, right? Bikes maybe. I think I'll go with Carbon. I think I'll go with Carbon. I think Carbon was just a more memorable experience overall. I'd go with Carbon, yeah. This is Road Rage or GT Sports. Have not played this, unfortunately. No IGN, I will not make an account. Okay, I did not play this. I did play the first Call Me Gray. Okay, Midtown Madness 3 or Underground 1. I did play this a little bit, thanks to the emulator. It seems okay. It's Underground 1 though, right? It's probably Underground 1. I mean, Underground 1 just kind of... I don't want to say kicked off like this entire like street racing genre of games, but it really helped popularize it. And I think also like completely changed the Need for Speed series forever. So gotta be Underground 1. Gran Turismo 7 or F-Zero? That's such a weird comparison. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, sure, here's this like super hyper-realistic modern racing game compared to this super wacky arcade SNES game. Are we voting F-Zero just out of spite? That would be funny. This is the dumbest comparison ever. We're choosing F-Zero, right? Out of spite. Okay, so I've not played one of the MX vs ATV games. Project Cars 1 or Horizon 3? It's Horizon 3. Every day of the week. I think Horizon 3 was like the last Horizon game that where it felt like they really tried some new stuff. Right? I mean, the seasons in Horizon 4, I guess you could count. But I felt like the last like step forward for the series. Like the last substantial step forward. The first Project Cars was really buggy. Like I don't remember much from it, but I remember it was really buggy. Don't even dare PS Project Cars is beyond underrated. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it doesn't hold up against Horizon 3, which like overall is more polished. It's just the way more polished experience. Project Cars 1 was hella buggy. So we're going Horizon 3. No debate. Beats Adventure Racing. I actually know this game. Or Burnout Paradise. It's Burnout Paradise. I'm not even like the biggest fan of Paradise, if I'm being honest. But Beats Adventure Racing is just so old and so simple. It's like these kinds of games can't really compare to like other stuff like this. It's hard to pick it over Paradise, honestly. Okay, TD1 versus Forza Horizon 5. That is such a funny comparison. Because the entire Forza Horizon series was pretty much directly inspired by TDU. Particularly TD1. And I gotta be honest, TD1 mocks Horizon 5. Which sounds weird, because it's like, why? I think just generally, like, TD1 had a way better map, which for this kind of game is super important. Like, out of all the open world racing games, it's usually these kinds of games, these open, you know, games, like super open-ended games, where the map is most important. And TD1's map is miles better, miles better. Feels way more lived in, way more traffic, just feels way more alive. It has a better progression. It's more satisfying to go through the game. Has no annoying characters that annoy the piss out of you. So it's really like the only thing I can see why you would pick Horizon 5 over is content and maybe physics. Like, I gotta be honest, the physics and handling in TD1 were pretty good. They're not as like polished, like on the same level as Horizon, but like TD1 did way more for the genre as a whole than Horizon 5 did. So we're going with TD1. Just had way bigger impact. TD2 doesn't have Dawn of Media. Guys, we gotta undo. Stunts, don't know that one. Wreckfest or Midnight Club 1? I gotta be honest, Midnight Club 1 was not that good. I hate to say it. It's not bad, it's just not that good, you know. Hey, Dobrety Boba, thank you for the 7 months. Whereas Wreckfest is really good, man. It's really good. I still think I prefer Flatout over Wreckfest. But I feel like Wreckfest is still one of those like modern racing games you can just like universally recommend. It's one of those modern racing games that doesn't come with a bot, you know. It's not always online. It doesn't have any strings attached, you know. It's like one of those no strings attached experiences.
Back again. Dustin's back. Tell Eden.
Thanks for the day, Jay. Thanks for the full year, actually. Thank you. So we're going Wreckfest. The Crew 2 out of Rally. Crew 2? Oh, 2. Out of Rally. Any day of the week. Okay. MotorStorm 1 or Horizon 2? The first MotorStorm was just really simple. It's really, really simple game. Are you guys actually saying MotorStorm? To me, MotorStorm 1 always felt a bit more like a tech demo, if I'm being honest. A fun tech demo, but it's not a game that I would ever play more than once. Like, I played it a little bit on the PS3 emulator, I don't ever see any reason to go back to it. Horizon 2 just... the fucking vibes in that game, dude. It's not as good as the first one, I think. Even back then, I didn't like it as much as the first one. It's better, like, it's just... Maybe it's memories, maybe it's nostalgia, it probably is, but yeah. Maybe it's Horizon 2. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010. Oh, Dead Rally 2.0. This is tough. Shit. Which Horizon 2 though? 360 Xbox One. You know what? Good point. If this was about the 360 version, I would pick MotorStorm. I like both games. Let me just preface that. Like, we don't have to put any of these games down. They're both good. Dead Rally 2 launched in a pretty crappy spot. Mainly because it didn't have as much content and they resold the content from the Rally 1 back to people. Which sucked. You don't have that kind of controversy with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Furthermore, Dead Rally 2's single player career sucks. It's really boring. It's really boring. It drags. However, on like a core gameplay... On a core gameplay basis, I like Dead Rally 2 more. Like, just when it comes to like the handling and what you do and the driving itself, I like Dead Rally 2 more. But that's not fair. If Hot Pursuit 2, Hot Pursuit 2010 does so many things better, I think I need to go with that one. Although I think right now I would probably rather play Dead Rally 2. I think Opposite 2010 deserves it. Seems a bit dated. I actually don't think so. I think this game aged extremely well. This is a 15-year-old game. Think about that. I'm going Opposite, but Dead Rally 2 is great. Yeah, I don't know either. Actually, I think I know this one at least. Skipping through this. I hope some of these games come back. Dude, I actually know these. Okay, here's the thing. Super Hang-On, I only play through the Yakuza games. And that's pretty fun. I guess it's pretty fun, but like MC2 is just... MC2 is golden, man. Okay, the Crew Motorfest or Drive Club. We are always picking Drive Club here, okay? Although I will say, I think the sentiment towards Motorfest has improved a lot. Like people actually started to warm up a lot towards Motorfest. I gave it a pretty negative review on my second channel when the closed beta was over. And I've been wanting to revisit this game after all the updates, but Drive Club has cult status, dude. Motorfest will never have cult status. Never. When Motorfest has run its course, and the crew game is out, and they shut off the servers for Motorfest, no one's gonna play it anymore. No one. And, like, Motorfest, I genuinely think has no legacy. Or will not have any legacy. Although it is, I can recognize it's a pretty decent game. But it will not have a legacy. It's also a very corporate feeling game, which I don't like. So it's obviously Drive Club. There's way more passion put into it. Into like the cars and stuff. Grid 1 or Diddy Kong Racing. Great comparison once again. Diddy Kong Racing is really fun. I'm way too young for this fucking game. That is way before my time. But it's fun. But it's gotta be great. It has to be good. And I have Grid 2. Where's R Factor 2? Isn't R Factor 2 super buggy as well? Wasn't that sim also like plagued with a bunch of like bugs? It's hard for me to put any sim over like a more traditional racing game like this. Because the problem that all sims have is their feature set is so slim. Like sim races have no features. In my opinion, or oftentimes. There's probably exceptions to this. But stuff like R Factor 2, I don't see any reason to buy this one over another sim. Unless there's like some specific cars and tracks in this that you don't get anywhere else. But it's like, I mean, what do you do in this game, right? So, we're picking Grid 2 just based on the feature set. Also vibes, dude. Vibes and atmosphere Grid 2 goes insanely hard. This is actually one of the coolest covers, by the way. I don't think I talked about this in my video on the second channel on racing game covers, but the Grid 2 cover art goes insanely hard. Probably one of the coolest ones. And yes, it's winning for that. Reason why it's winning. Okay, F-Zero X are most wanted. Am I gonna be controversial again and pick F-Zero? No, I don't think I am. Yes, Osh, that's what it is, yeah. I gotta be honest, we still gotta take most wanted. I know it's funny to hate on most wanted. And we gotta pick most wanted, yeah. I'm sorry. F-Zero is great. But like, let's not be contrarians here. Right? We gotta pick most wanted. This would be harder if this was F-Zero GX though, I will say. Then this would actually be difficult. Okay. Not sure what you are. Motorsport 3 or Motorsport 6? I feel pretty indifferent towards both of these if I'm being honest. But it's probably FM3 because it was just like a big leap. Like going from Motorsport 2 to 3 is a big leap. Like all of a sudden you have, boom, overhauled physics model, boom, cockpit view, boom, overhauled graphics. Was just a massive leap. Whereas Motorsport 5 to 6 is like, oh, we got night races. That's literally it. Did they add weather in this, or was this FM7? I'm not sure. So we're picking FM3. More effort put into this one. I still have not played Test Drive Evo Destruction. I did watch some people play it, but not enough that I could make an opinion on this. FM6 had weather, okay. Play neither of these. Same here. Okay, I hope Generations comes up again, because it's pretty interesting to talk about. The first Wipeout or Richard Burns Rally. Also, I've not played either of these. But this is like considered the best rally sim of all time, right? Hard to pick something like Wipeout over it, honestly. What's like you can mod the shit out of this? We're just picking this one, fuck it. Hey! Sega, oh dude, Sega GT 2002 versus F1 2020. This is actually tougher than you think, because dude, F1 2020 was so good. I'm so upset that I didn't buy it. The keys for this game cost so much these days. Because the demand for this game is crazy. It's the most feature-complete modern F1 game. Still to this day. And I still have not played enough of Sega GT 2002 that I would kind of like make up my mind over it. But I think I would still give it to Sega GT for feature set. Once again, you just get more to do, more value. At the end of the day, an F1 game is an F1 game. But this was like genuinely one of the best. Added the My Team career mode, you still had the classic cars in this. It was the last game they appeared in. Solid handling. But we're going with this. The first Sega Rally was Tokka 2. Okay, I played neither of these. No Hydro Thunder. Chat, we're voting flat out, right? We're always voting flat out here, right? Okay, I don't mean any disrespect to the first flat out though. First flat out is a really short game. You can finish it in like 4 to 5 hours. But really fun. But it's always GT4. It's always GT4. I think GTA Legends you can still buy on Steam actually. Uni Races. Tokka 1 or yeah, it's always Drift 2. It's always TXR Drift 2. No, we're just gonna make this a quick and easy one. Oh, stuff. Okay, Dirt 1 or Gran Turismo 2. It's GT2. I'm not sure why I had to think about this so much. It's obviously GT2. But Dirt 1 was good. It's just that I don't think people... Like, Dirt 1 is just not a game that's on people's radar. I think. But I think Dirt 2 is just better. No, Dirt 2 is better than Dirt 1, yeah, but Gran Turismo 2. Hella buggy though, the first release. Rally Sport Challenge 2 or Burnout 3, okay. Yeah, it's Burnout 3. We can make all of these pretty quick and easy. And we have to, like, we're not even 100 duels in. And we've been live for an hour, almost. It's always Burnout. Need for Speed 3 or Need for Speed 2? This Battle of the Oldies. It's Hot Pursuit, I think. I was really frustrated with Need for Speed 2, if I'm gonna be honest. But I see some votes for Need for Speed 2. That's actually interesting. I thought the physics sucked so much ass in Need for Speed 2. I'm sorry. Even the first one had better physics. I'm sorry. I respect it, and it's fun. But I think Need for Speed 3 is just less frustrating. Also, Addition of the Cops was like a big thing. It's a big thing. I see a lot of votes for Need for Speed 2 though. It's pretty split. So I think I'll go with Need for Speed 3. Okay, Micro Machines or Motorsport 2? I've played some Micro Machines games. Not this one, which I think is the first one. But we're always picking Motorsport 2. Like, Motorsport 2 for me is like the Gran Turismo 3 of the Forza games. Which is to say, it's probably my favorite. Okay. Rad Racer, I don't know what that is, but Ridge Racer 4 would probably win. Mario Kart 64, BeamNG Drive. BeamNG Drive is such a weird game to include. Because that game is not finished. It's hardly like a racing game. But it's BeamNG Drive though, isn't it? It's BeamNG. I think it basically revolutionized damage systems, right? Like car damage model. There's still nothing that comes even close to this, so... Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh shit, okay. F-Zero GX or Motorsport 4? This is tough. I think overall... F-Zero GX is the more consistent experience. Like with Motorsport 4, you will run into lows. Parts of the game that are just boring. You don't have that in F-Zero GX. But I think the highs are just much higher with FM4. Also, consider that FM4 pushed the hardware to its absolute goddamn limits. Like, FM4 is like a genuine technical achievement. You have Jeremy Clarkson. Best argument we'll pick. that's the argument I was looking for. We'll pick it FM4. Goodbye, F-Zero. Okay, it was once again weird because the cover shows Millicup LA Remix, which is the PSP version. Always Unleashed 2 was so fun, man. But it doesn't hold a candle to MCLA. I don't think there's anything that would hold a candle to MCLA. It sucks that Always Unleashed has to go up against this game and not another game, because I would vote for Always Unleashed 2 in a lot of cases, but not this one. In no universe can I pick this over MCLA. Okay, I did not play this. Driving. We did play Tourist Trophy. If I'm gonna be honest, I didn't play Coin Magorio 4, so I have to put this away. I only played a few of these. MCLA is my most popular video. Almost a million. Almost at a million views. Cruising USA or Double Dash? It's probably Double Dash, right? Yeah, it's Double Dash. Still no, I'm gonna X away all the NASCAR games. And to be honest, most of them have one game as well. Oopsies. Wasn't Pole Position the #1 game on the IGN list? Wasn't that the game they put over Horizon 5? I think it was, right? Should we just vote for it out of meme then? As a meme? I know what Pure is. Pure is kind of whatever. It's not bad, but just kind of whatever. Oh, it's Checkered Flag. Yeah, true. It was Checkered Flag. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then we don't know what this is. I would vote for this if it comes up. Property 2 is probably really good. Okay, the original Excite bike for the NES or PGR4. It's like comparing sticks and stones with like a whole fucking machine, man. Of course, PGR4. Enthusia or Gran Turismo 5? Ooh. Oh, now you got me. Now you got me. Now you got me. A lot of GT. Okay, you guys seem pretty unanimous on GT5. Enthusia Endgame sucks ass. So does Gran Turismo 5's. At least, like, if you don't have an online connection, Gran Turismo 5's Endgame sucks ass too. You're gonna need random random cars in the used car dealer, which is really limited to enter certain events. Plus everything is level gated. And it's gonna be really hard to even unlock stuff. Both these games have terrible endgames. Tough, dude. Shit, I don't know. Ah, crap. I think they really... I don't think any of these games is better than the other in any way. Enthusia is the Gran Turismo 5 for PlayStation 2. I feel like they have the same strengths and weaknesses. Exact same. That's wild, dude. Never thought about it like that. Okay. Hit me out. I figured it out. I figured it out. So if both of these games have same strengths and weaknesses, there's only one thing left that differentiates these two. The chase camera. GT5 has a stiff camera that I don't like. Enthusia doesn't. So Enthusia wins. Boom. Okay, GG. Figured it out. One game makes me nauseous, the other one doesn't. Okay, Toka 2 or TXR3. Toka 2 is fun, but we gotta pick TXR3. Probably the best one, minus the newest one. I actually do know Wave Race a little bit. Both of these games, I'm too young for this shit. I'm sorry. Dude, that's crazy! That's crazy! Guys, do we vote for Forza Motorsport or do we vote for Forza Motorsport? Which of these built from the ground up games will we vote for? That's crazy. It's the same game, yeah. That's fucking wild. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, first Forza is better. I played it recently. We're gonna play it later today. If we get through this list quickly. Which at this point doesn't look likely. We're gonna play the first Forza a little bit. It's literally better. It's literally better. It has more customization. It has more interesting tracks. It has a much better career mode. Sure, it doesn't have like the online, but then again, this was actually pretty revolutionary with online. You could sell your cars to other players in the first Forza. Crazy shit. We're taking the Forza game that was actually built from the ground up. Boom. Get out of here. Get out of here. Man, that could not have been better. Okay. Sega GT or Burnout 2? Yeah, Sega GT was not that great. It was okay. The handling and physics was just really terrible. Everything else was pretty good. Burnout 2 was fantastic. F1 22. Wasn't that the one with the terrible handling? 22 and 24, I think both had really bad handling. So we're going PGR3. Also, they introduced like supercars in that game, right? Like, who asked for that shit? Okay, now you got me by the balls. Blur? Wait, haven't we already voted for Blur? I could swear this is the second time we see Blur here. Yeah, same developer, yeah. Blur PGR1. Do we agree? Okay. Do we agree that Blur was their best work or not? Yeah, I think we're looping back around now, yeah. I feel like there were a bunch of games that we haven't seen though. Maybe I'm wrong, but... Know their worst. Get out of here. Okay, so I guess we get rid of most of the games that I'm not really aware of. PGR 1 was great, especially for Launch Shadow, but Blur, I think, has, like, much more of a legacy. I think when people talk about the Project Gotham racing games, they don't talk about the first one. They talk about, like, 2 and 4. Maybe 3. Like, Blur just has more of a legacy. Okay, Dirt 3 or Grid Legends? Yeah, I gotta be honest, Grid Legends was meh. I gotta be honest. We're picking Dirt 3. Imagine I was not. If you could choose both, then there's no point to this. Like, Grid Legends is not terrible, but the career sucked so hard. Like, people didn't even play it. People played the story mode and then moved on. Yeah, also party modes. The party modes in Dirt 3 was so damn fun. So yeah, the 3 mocks. The first Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport 7? Damn. Okay, I definitely spend more time with FM7, but that's because but that's not because it's better, but it's because it has more content. GT1 was revolutionary. FM7 was, yeah, exactly, it was just alright. Well, we're picking GT1. I would probably not replay it that much though. Definitely Gran Turismo 3. Ridge Racer 5 or Project Cars 2? I gotta be honest, I have not played Ridge Racer 5. Hey Phil, thanks for the 62 months. Appreciate it, man. Every resub in his stream. Oops. We're going with Ridge Racer.
Every resub a new stream pog.
Wipeout XL? I still don't understand my Drive Club bikes this year. That is not a game. That's a DLC. Like an expansion. So I feel like we should disqualify Drive Club bikes. Is that fair? We're just gonna disqualify it. It's not fair. X-Head Bikes 64. I'm not familiar with this, so I have to put this away. Okay, now you got me by the balls. Okay, I love Shift 2, but like it's not better than Horizon 1. Like I said this earlier, like I want to vote for Shift 2 every opportunity that I can, but I can't do it, dude. This is not fair. we're going for Horizon 1. It is the only way. It's the only thing that makes sense. Not familiar enough with the first Taco. Need for Speed Heat or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The thing is, Mario Kart 8 is not a game I would ever play on my own. The Grand Prix mode is so whatever. But it's really fun, obviously, with other people. But I feel like using this argument like, oh, it's so much fun with friends is kind of like, it's always nonsense because anything's fun with people. Anything's fun with friends. I can play the shittiest game and have fun with friends. You know? It's not really a factor for me. Not to say Mario Kart 8 is bad, but I think Heat offers more, like a better experience if you're alone. So we're going with Heat. Gran Turismo 6 or ACC? Well, I have not played ACC. Yeah, I've not played it. I know nothing about it, so I have to disqualify it. PGR 2. Well, Sonic and All-Stars dude, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed is so good. It's so good. It's hands down probably my favorite kart racer. So to not vote at least once for it feels a little wrong. PGR 2, I gotta be honest, I didn't play enough. I gotta be honest, I did not play it enough to make up my mind. Because the game runs like ass on the emulator still. And on console, I just tried it out a little bit to see if it runs. So I gotta disqualify it. Daytona USA or Motorstorm Apocalypse? I'm leaning towards Daytona. Unironically. Well, both doesn't work. Yeah, we're picking Daytona. Unironically. Horizon Chase Turbo. Or F1 2021. I didn't play this one. It's actually the F1 game I played the most, funnily enough. Horizon Chase Turbo is more fun. Straight up. It's more fun. It's a more fun game between the two. Dude, this stream is gonna take forever. Dirt 2 or Midnight Club 3? I replayed Midnight Club 3 way more. I actually don't replay Dirt 2 that often. It's because I played it a lot back then. I think I'm permanently burned out. It's probably Midnight Club 3. We voted for Dirt 2 once, so it got 1 vote from us, so that's that. It's also fairly high in the ranking already. We're going Midnight Club 3. Crazy Taxi or the first Burnout? They're both very arcadey games. But the first Burnout has no legacy, I think. That's a game that people, I think, just kind of ignore these days. It's definitely Crazy Taxi. WRC or Horizon 4? Horizon 4. Yeah. I think it's definitely Horizon 4. We did vote. I think we did vote for WRC once. Because I think it deserves. It deserved this. I'm going Horizon 4. It's just the most solid game overall. I said this earlier. iRacing, get the fuck out of here. Get the sim out of here, dude. Get all the sims out of this list, dude. Because Driver San Francisco mocks everything. It's gonna mock everything. I'm telling you, every time this game comes up, it's gonna be an instant vote from me. Every single time. Okay. Carbon or Gran Turismo Sport? It's definitely Carbon. Although I gotta be honest, I enjoyed Sport a lot. As someone that didn't really get into the multiplayer and jumped on this game really late. They did add a career mode to the game in one of the updates, one of the final updates, which is actually quite decent. It's not bad. Not as good as the previous games, but it's something. It's more than what you have in GT7 these days. And it's a good game. It's a good game, but Carbon is better. Colin McRae Rally 1 or Underground 1? It's Underground 1. First Colin McRae really did not age well. I played it a little bit on the Steam Deck. It really did not age well. First F-Zero or Colin McRae 2005? I gotta be honest, I didn't play 2005 yet. So I gotta disqualify it. Horizon 3 or Burnout Paradise? I have such a disgusting bias for Horizon 3. Like that game is my teenage years, dude. You guys saying Burnout? Here's the thing with Burnout Paradise. You're always the open world is not utilized well. Since the finish lines in this game are always the same, that means you will always drive down the same roads. There's a whole ton of roads in this game that are never used for anything. So effectively the map is... You only ever use half the map. And I think the Burnout format just works better on close tracks. It's fun for one game, but I would not want to see a Burnout Paradise 2. I would rather just get a Burnout 4 or 5 or whatever. With close tracks, if they ever come back to this. Whereas with Horizon 3, we're still chasing that high, man. We're still chasing that high that we had with Horizon 3. It's Horizon 3. Okay, TD1 or Assetto Corsa? Assetto Corsa without mods is really mid. It's really mid. And obviously for the sake of this, I will not consider mods for any of this. So in that instance, it's always CDU. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled or Wreckfest? I'm voting for Wreckfest out of spite, because they still have not put this fucking game on PC and it's stuck at 30 FPS on the consoles. And it pisses me off. Shit, okay. Out of Rally or Horizon 2? Right away, gut feeling says out of Rally, actually. Right away, my gut feeling says out of Rally. Because I think out of Rally really helped cement indie racing games in the public conscious. Does that make sense? I think this game did a lot for all indie racing games to be taken more seriously. And I think that's a huge accomplishment. Your husband's recently played out already. It's really good. So I think for that reason alone, I have to pick Out of Rally. Out of Rally doesn't have a botched port to the 360. Very valid point. It's Out of Rally. Did not play this game. Tokka 3 or Midnight Club 2? I guess I have a lot of respect for Tokka 3. It has so many different styles of racing. But I fuck heavy with Midnight Club 2. There's nothing that feels like this game. I fuck heavy with this game. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, now it's cooked. Chat, it's officially cooked. This is where the debates begin. Oh shit. Drive Club or Grid? Oh, it's so cooked. I see a lot of Drive Clubs actually in the chat. Oh yeah, this is okay. This is important. This is actually really important. Float figured it out. With or without DLCs? Because without DLCs, without any DLCs, and without online, Drive Club is fairly bare bones. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's pretty bad. It's just fairly bare bones. Whereas Grid without anything, you can spend so much time with. I think that's the key.
I get to see Tum live after what felt like 84 years. Also, my vote's for Grid, sadly.
Okay, Jack, yeah, thank you for the 62 months. Appreciate it, man. It hurts not to vote for Drive Club. It hurts not to vote for either of these games, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, you have to consider the base game, yeah. Because it's obviously always, like, if we consider DLCs as part of the game, it's always gonna be, like, all the voting is gonna be lopsided towards modern games. Because back then, games didn't have DLC. We always have to just kind of, like, take the base game into consideration. Yeah, I'm gonna say the base game of Drive Club, there's just not that much there. What's there is really great. Like, what's there is fantastic. It's just not enough. So I think, considering that Grid also has like a fantastic base, like for, when did this come out, like 2008? Crazy graphics, crazy damage model, crazy good physics. So it kind of hits the same notes as Drive Club, it's just not on the same level because it's older, obviously. But there was just more to do in Grid. There's just more to do. So I'm going Grid. You got more value from what you paid for. Yeah, exactly. There's more variety in the career as well. Grid 2 vs Ridge Racer. I mean, that the first Ridge Racer is fine, but it's just not like anything mind-blowing. It's something you would just kind of play out of like curiosity, because you want to just kind of see like what the first one was like, so. Grid 2 is just more moving game. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm gonna say one thing. At some point, eventually, Most Wanted will get eliminated. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm just not sure if it's just yet. Most on Pacific Rift's a killer game. But it doesn't really hit that same, like, bow sweat that you get from Most Wanted. Also, Most Wanted just had crazy cultural impact. It's like, it's gotta be Most. It will get voted out eventually by me. But not yet. Okay, Cruising World or Colin McRae 2? It's probably Colin McRae 2, yeah. I gotta be honest. Wait, okay, so WRC Rally Evolved. Was that the first WRC game from Evolution on the PS2, or is this another game? Because that I'm genuinely not sure of. I mean, I guess I could just look it up. The first one on PS2. Okay, so here's the thing. I only played the sequel. It was actually, in fact, my first PS2 racing game. Are they that different? Like, is the first game that different to the second one? So because in that case, I would just vote for this. Based on the 2005 season. Also, it came out later. Okay, honestly, I have no idea about this game. Clearly, I have no idea. Forza Motorsport 3 or High Stakes? Okay, call me crazy. I'm thinking High Stakes. I'm thinking High Stakes because it's the best out of the classic Need for Speeds. Whereas Motorsport 3, like we talked about earlier, was a huge jump. But it's kind of obsolete because Motorsport 4 exists. But High Stakes is like to me like the pinnacle of classic Need for Speeds. Now Porsche Unleashed is different. Porsche Unleashed goes into more of a sim direction. It's way more of a simulator than this. This is still like arcade. You can prefer Porsche Unleashed because you like the direction more. But this is like the pinnacle of the evolution they had with the Need for Speed games back in the day. Like Need for Speed 2 built on the first one, then 3 built on 2. And this was like the pinnacle of those games. And then with Porsche, they decided to go into the more sim direction. And then Hot Pursuit 2 was just like, you know, Black Box, new studio, they did their thing. So, you know. So I think on that merit, I would go for High Stakes. But once again, like I think I respect Motorsport 3 a lot for the like technical jump. And once again, like improved physics, handling, introduction of cockpit view. But it's just kind of obsolete because Motorsport 4 exists. So I think High Stakes just has more of a legacy. Okay, now here we actually have mid vs mid. This is the real battle of mid. Okay. Fuck. The real battle of mid. Get rid of both. This is so tough, man. Because here's the problem for me. Grid Autosport is boring, and Need for Speed Unbound is frustrating. Would I rather be bored or frustrated? I'm not sure, dude. I gotta be honest, Grid Autosport doesn't make me feel anything. I would say Grid has a much more solid base. Handling, game modes, car list. Has a much better base. It's not annoying as fuck. But yeah, it just doesn't make me feel anything. The repetition in this game is so bad. The fact that in most of the races, or most of the events, you have to do the same race again. In the other direction. With the same lap count. Nothing changed. It's so unnecessary. I'm going for a mod. I want to feel something. Like, at least make me feel something. When I play something, I need to feel something. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather feel frustrated than bored. Okay, Dirt Rally won almost 12012. It's Dirt Rally, I think. I think it's Dirt Rally. Too young for both of these. I'm sorry. Yeah, get the hell out of here, 2015. I gotta be honest, I did not play Richard Burns Rally. I need to disqualify it. I know the game. I've seen the game. I've not tried it. But it is probably better between the two. But if I know it is better, why would I exit away? Well, because I haven't tried it. And I might have a different opinion. I need to exit away. I need to be fair. Okay, Jesus Christ. Where Revenge or Underground 2? Revenge is just more fun throughout. Revenge is just more fun throughout. Yeah. Underground 2 just loses its steam. Revenge is just like... Balls to walls, it just stays fun. Stays fun for longer. Sega GT 2002 Tokka 2. I don't know Tokka 2 too well. I have to exit. Same with V-Rally. Ooh, Split Second or Gran Turismo 4? Yeah, I mean... I would probably like Split Second more. This is not a debate. I just want to throw something in. It's not a debate, we know what we're picking here. Split Second would be way better without the rubber band. The rubber band is so shit in this game. It, like, to me, it kind of... Like, it didn't ruin the game, but it made it so much less fun for me to replay. The rubber band is so bad in that game. But GT4 mocks it. I got Wii or Midtown Menace 3. Yeah, I didn't play Midtown Menace 3 enough. I played a little bit, so I can't really judge it. Just did some, like, cruising around. Well, fuck. Yeah, it's probably GT7. I don't wanna be unfair. We all have a collective hate bonus towards GT7. Let's not be unfair. Yeah, some of you are actually saying Project Cars. GT7 just has way more features. It's way more solid. I gotta be honest, like, P-Cars was so buggy, dude. This is the first one, you know, like, the first P-Cars was so buggy, man. Like, honestly, was it not for the Korea, GT7 would be such a banger, dude. Yeah, I'm going to GT7. Don't like it, but I got him. Okay. The very first Need for Speed. F123. You know how funny it would be to vote for Need for Speed 1? Actually, I actually did play a little bit of 23. It was okay. It's just like the next F1 game at the time. Has no legacy. First Need for Speed is iconic. It's actually the first Need for Speed. What are these matchups? Beetle Adventure Racing or Horizon 5. Dude, do you know how funny it would be to pick Beetle Adventure Racing? Do you know how funny that would be? Do you know how unbelievably funny that would be? Okay. I gotta be honest, I'm not super familiar with this game. Is there like any genuine thing this game does better? One thing. I'll take one thing. Just one single thing. Beetle isn't a soulless game. That is fair. It's got... I think we figured out, Chad. This game has a VW Beetle and Horizon 5 does not. Actually, no, that's not true. They do have a Beetle. Okay. It's just the old one. Yeah, it would be funny to pick Beetle, but like, let's be fair. It would be so funny to pick it over Horizon 5, but it's not fair. Midnight Club 1 or The Crew 2? Man. You guys don't realize how frustrating the first Midnight Club is to play. The first Midnight Club is so frustrating. The physics are turbo shit in the first Midnight Club. Anyone that has played through the entire thing, like for the first time recently, not when they were a kid, but just like caught up on it, they know what I'm talking about. But they're both not great, if I'm being honest. Like, to me, both of these games are at most a 7 out of 10. 6 if I want to be harsh. Midnight Club 1 has legacy? I don't think it does have that much legacy. I think it's more the third one. Not many people still talk about the first one or play it. I guess same could be said about First Need for Speed, yeah. It really was pretty much the first street racing game back in the day. It brought it, like it pioneered it. That does have to count for something. No matter how frustrating it is, that has to count for something. What did The Crew 2 do? Other than like the switching mechanic, you could switch to like planes and stuff on the fly. Which to be honest, like, that's from Diddy Kong Racing. I don't think The Crew 2 brought anything new to the table, if I'm being honest. So I'm giving it to Midnight Club. Yeah, I don't know play Star Wars Racer. The first MotorStorm or Dirt Rally 2? Dirt Rally 2 is more solid. I'm pulling for straws, game modes, being cops, racing, stunts. Yeah, that was mostly updates though. Like once again, like we're not taking DLC and updates into account. I'm kind of leaning towards Dirt, honestly. There's a reason Dirt Rally 2 still has a crazy high player base. I don't think MotorStorm 1 has it. Like once again, I keep reiterating, MotorStorm 1 was kind of more of a tank demo. A really good one. So, I'm going with Dirt Rally. Oh god, okay. Gran Turismo 2 or Burnout 3? Oh lord, oh lord. Burnout 3 is much more consistent. Gran Turismo 2 has so many ups and downs. You can really easily break the career mode of Gran Turismo 2 with zero prior knowledge. For Eden, it's Burnout 3 GT2 because he's too young. Shut up. I think Burnout 3 is just a more consistent experience. In my opinion. And Gran Turismo 2 just has so many ups and downs. Burnout 3 endgame sucks? I don't think it does, no. I think early game actually sucks in Burnout 3, I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm leaning Burnout 3. But they're both really like 9 or 10 out of 10 games, both of them. Super hang on or the crew Motorfest. Guys, I think this might be where Motorfest dies. That's such a funny game to pick over Motorfest. Super Hang On is really iconic. It's really iconic. It's still really fun. I would love to play this game in an actual arcade where you can actually sit on like a bike. Oh my god. My god, Super Hang On. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I didn't really play Affector 2, so it has to go. Oh, this is the first Outrun. This is, oh Jesus Christ. They're so old, both of them. Yeah, Motorfest lives on DLC. That game, when I played it at first when it was new, man, was mid. The first Outrun is really fun. Gotta be honest. Yeah, the thing is just Need for Speed 3 is more of a game. F-Zero X or Motorsport 6? I think we're definitely going with F-Zero here. Yeah, there's been no Trackmania game yet. It's really interesting. Trackmania's not in this list at all. Yeah, we're definitely going F-Zero. Oh, motherfucker, dude. Oh. You can't even compare these games, man. How am I supposed to know this shit? Motorsport 2 or Ridge Racer 4. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. As much as I want to lean towards Motorsport 2, that game gets so fucking boring near the end. The low track count is a genuine problem for this game. That becomes really obvious the more you play. Ridge Racer 4 does not have that experience. And earlier I argued in favor of Burnout 3 compared to GT2, that Burnout 3 is a more consistent experience. I have to apply the same logic here, because otherwise I'd be a hypocrite. So as much as I fuck heavy with this game, it's gotta be Ridge Racer 4. I've not played that game a whole ton though. I need to play it a little bit more. Tucker 1 I'm not super familiar with. I gotta exit. Yeah, this one I only played recently. This is actually a fair comparison. It's both rally games. Dirt 1 or Rally Sport Challenge 2? I mean, it's not fair. Like, I only played a little bit of Rally Sport Challenge 2. Whereas I played through the entirety of Dirt 1. I played through the entirety of Dirt 1. Yeah, it's not fair. I gotta disqualify it. BeamNG Drive or Forza Motorsport 4. Yeah, as I said, we have the rule that we don't want to include DLC or updates or mods, because old games don't have that luxury. We wanna have like an even playing field, and like this is what the promise with BeamNG Drive, because it's not out yet. It hasn't had a full launch. So should we just consider the initial early access period? That's also not fair. This is so complicated. Yeah, that's exactly. I don't think FM4 really needed the DLC to be like pretty based. I played it back then just fine, without any DLC. I think, okay, here's the thing. Assuming you don't use mods or update content or whatever, you will run out of things to do in BeamNG extremely quickly. You need external content to keep you busy and occupied. FM4 can be a game that you can play for an entire year and still find new things to do. The event list is insanely huge with that game. It's insanely huge. Also helps that it has like a bunch of tracks and cars, even without DLCs. So I think I go Motorsport 4. Also, once again, it really pushed the 360 to its technical limits. That I think also has to stand for something. Also, it's legendary status in the community, so we're going FM4. Yeah, just pick Need for Speed 2, yeah. GX, we gotta speed it up, man. Race room, it's always MCLA. Oh, this actually did appear again. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. We're voting for Luis Unleashed too. I'm glad I can give it a vote. First exit, of course we're picking GT5. Okay, I don't know what that is. I feel like every single damn time, Motorsport comes up, it's always a meme. And like so far, it has always come up against older and older games, dude. Yeah, Tokka 2 is actually good. It's not even worth the debate. It's just really funny. Oh damn. Tourist Trophy or Always Unleashed? The first one. I gave a vote to the second one because I think it's much better. The first Always Unleashed is just okay. It's just okay. A Tourist Trophy is... It's very fun, but it's hardly a full game. It's hardly a full game. But I will say... Up until today, it's still the game with the best handling bikes on a controller. In my opinion, from what I played. Every other biking game I played, or even game that I played that has bikes in them, did not feel as good on a controller as this. And that has to say something. Why F122 in particular? There we go on Sega GT. Both have shit handling. Both have shit handling. So we're going Sega GT. The first PGR or Grid Legends. Why do I feel like I've just been hating on Grid Legends this entire stream? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just okay. And PGR 1 is better than okay, I would say at least. So we're going PGR 1. I'm only vaguely familiar with Extreme G, so I gotta remove it from the ranking. Motorsport 7 or Mario Kart 7? This was the one for the 3DS, right? Yeah, 7 is better than 7, guys. Apparently the Mario Kart game on 3DS wasn't that good. I guess I didn't play it, so I gotta exit. Yeah, definitely Flat Out Ultimate Carnage. It's the first time we see it here. Oh, that's fucking hilarious on so many levels, dude. The best slightly mad game of today, or yesterday, I guess, was the best slightly mad game of all time. It's the same game, dude. If this was Project Cars 3, I would actually agree. Okay, you know why I give it to a Shift 2? Because I think it not only has a much better atmosphere, arguably one of the only sim-like games, sim-leaning games that even has an atmosphere in the first place. I also just think it represents current racing culture better. Because like in Project Cars 2, it's just like get in car and get out. In Project Cars 2, they really made like a point to like show some of the race drivers, have them talk, have them say a bunch of shit, and like introduce you to like various types of racing. And career mode was much better, yeah. So I'm giving it to Shift 2. Handling is dog shit though, don't get me wrong. Mario Kart 8 or Modus Storm Apocalypse? Mario Kart is the better game. I'm giving it to Modus Storm. There's nothing like Apocalypse. Like with Mario Kart, I feel like you can just play any, like who cares? And Modus Storm Apocalypse is one of a kind. Crash Team Racing or Project Gotham Racing 4? I'd give it to PGR 4, but PGR is still one of the best kart races out there. So, but I'm gonna be honest, like in my book, being the best kart racer only gets you so far, in my opinion. Because it's much easier to make a kart racer than to make something like PGR 4. So that doesn't... Sure, it's an accomplishment, but it's, you know... Yeah, not a karting game, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 2 Mogs. Get out of here, fun. Burnout 1 versus WRC, like... We can't seriously pick the first Burnout over this. We seriously cannot do that. Burnout 1 is really just a tech demo. And not even that good of a one. Like it really only had like the damage model to offer, and that's literally it. Tech demo that made a generation of racing games. I feel like that's more Burnout 2 though, if I'm being honest. It's more due to Burnout 2. This is the thing, I don't care which of these games flopped or not. It's my ranking, my opinion. If I had to rank every single time, like if I had to take that into consideration, then I could finish this ranking in 2 minutes. I gotta give it to WRC. It had such a shit launch, but it had more to offer. You can build your own cars in this game, guys. To the intricate details of the interior. And like I think it genuinely has some of the best handling out of like any rally sim. On a controller at least. So I gotta give it to WRC. Enthusia or TXR3? We voted for Enthusia earlier, right? I'm not sure against what. I give it to TXR, I think. From the gut, I'd give it to TXR, I think. They managed to against GT5, yeah. I think they managed to really refine the formula with this game. It has an absurd amount of content and detail, like oil temperatures and engine temperatures, crazy stuff. I don't think even Enthusia has that, when this kind of stuff really should have been in Enthusia. iRacing on GT Sports. iRacing has a predatory monetization model, so this game can go fuck itself. That is my that was my final decision. Okay. Yeah, also as a base game is just not good enough, or not enough. Okay. Yeah, first team was fine, but Paradise is just better. Shit, guys. I might vote for Super Mario Kart. No, it's obviously a FM1. Unmodded, unupdated, no DLC asset to Corsa. Or Crash Team Racing remake. Yeah, it's Crash Team Racing, I think. Horizon 2 or Tokka 3? Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. Oh, this is tough. These are gonna get tougher and tougher, man. The thing is, I think Tokka 3 has an insane amount of variety. Like, don't let the title fool you. This is not just touring cars. This is like anything. There's like 15 different types of racing. And the problem is not all of them are good. Some of them really blow. Whereas Horizon 2 is just more consistent. They really opened up the world in this one. Really flexed what the Xbox One could do. Introduced more like rally and cross-country racing. Great vibes. Yeah, it's Horizon 2. Okay, I think had they paired Burnout 2 against PGR 4 or 2, I would have probably picked those instead. PGR 3 has the four-star problem. They throw you supercars in your face as soon as you start the game. There's not much progression in this game. So Burnout 2 is just more satisfying to play. Yeah, it's definitely Drive Club between these. Porsche Unleashed or Pacific Rift? I kind of want to say Pacific Rift. If I'm being honest. Because this is the best MotorStorm has to offer. Whereas Porsche Unleashed was a good experiment, I would say. Was a good experiment. But if I'm craving classic for speed, I would probably rather go to High Stakes. Or Hot Pursuit 2 maybe. Like, Porsche Unleashed definitely has the novelty factor. There's no game like Porsche Unleashed. But Pacific Rift is just the best it has, though. Like the best the franchise has to offer. It's hard to stack it up against, you know. So I go for this. And I busted my balls. Blur or Dirt 3? This sucks. Okay, let's break this down. Multiplayer in both games is peak. For their own reasons, to be honest. The 3 is like more fun oriented, Blur is more competitive. But between those two, Dirt 3 has a better single player, I think. It's not as good as Dirt 2's. Oh, but Blur's atmosphere and music, man. The race feel in Blur is better. Blur makes me feel more things than Dirt 3. Okay, I changed my mind, it's probably Blur. Blur to be a kart racer? Yeah, but it really pushed the new the kart racer genre in a new direction. It actually dared to be experimental and innovative for the first time in like a decade with that genre. Very brave game. Too brave, in fact, bankrupted or like closed the company behind it. Dirt 3 launched with games for Windows Live? Okay, you just made that extremely easy for me. It's Blur. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's Dirt Rally 2. Definitely Motorsport 3. Motorsport 3 doesn't annoy the fuck out of me, yeah? So it's definitely Motorsport 3. Yeah, it's Burnout. It's Gran Turismo 3. Right? The thing is, I still have like conflicting thoughts because of, you know, how much Gran Turismo 1 did. But like, if you put this in a direct comparison, why would you play Gran Turismo 1/3? Why? Other than for like novelty. Lack of contenders, yeah, it applies to both games. We're going GT3, I think. Just a more solid game that aged better overall. Did I really won or outrun? Probably outrun. Yeah, it's outrun, yeah. Burn Revenge Mox? Motorsport 5? Yeah, I didn't play Wipeout XL. Gotta get that out of here. Split second of Mario Kart Wii. What a weak comparison. As I kept saying earlier, like Mario Kart Wii didn't really add anything. It feels like it's just really lacking that something, you know. Yeah, we're going split second. The thing is, split second is really flawed, dude. What we're using in term mogging, I use it like 3 times maybe over the stream. Oh man, that's gonna hurt. I'm gonna have to give it to Horizon 1. I'm in the chat, okay. It's gonna hurt. I have to give it to Horizon 1. Here's the problem with Hot Pursuit 2. What version do we consider? Yeah, exactly. If we only look at the black box version, Hot Pursuit 2 would rank higher. Not higher than Horizon 1, I still think, but I think with this stuff we have to just kind of take into consideration all of the games that exist, like as a whole. And yeah, like the PC version does kind of drag it down. It's not terrible, but it's just nowhere near as good. Horizon 1 just has one version. The thing is, Horizon 1 clapped the shit out of Need for Speed back in the day. Right? It was like they tried to really compete with Need for Speed back in the day. Clapped the shit out of it. When Need for Speed was really, really lacking. Guys, mid or mid? What are we thinking? It's probably still GT. Just more to do in Gran Turismo. Even if it doesn't have a career mode, it's just more to do. Get more value. Interesting. Horizon 5 or the first Midnight Club? Is even the first Midnight Club better than Horizon 5? Considering we're still... Yeah, okay. Honestly, considering we still wanna stay to like the launch versions? Sure. Nowadays, not really though. You gotta consider Horizon 5 launched with like a myriad of problems. It comes back, okay, it comes back to the discussion I had earlier. Do I want a game that I find frustrating or do I want a game that bores me? That's when we looked at Grid Autosport versus Need for Speed Unbound, and I voted Need for Speed Unbound because I said I'd rather feel something than nothing. And it's the same thing here. Like, Midnight Club 1 is so frustrating. But I have more memories. Okay. I figured it out. So, Midnight Club 1, I think I only played for like one stream. So it's like a 5-hour game maybe. But out of those 5 hours, I somehow managed to remember way more than from like the 200 hours I have in Horizon 5. That's just one massive blur to me. I don't know what the fuck happened in Horizon 5. So I think on that, based on that, I'm voting for Midnight Club 1. Because, like, I'm playing games to remember this shit, dude. If I don't remember my time with a game, what the hell was the point, dude? You know? I still don't know which one they mean here. It's Color Make Rally 3 on the cover. which I have not played, so I gotta exit out. They're really 2 or GT2? GT2 is better. Yes, yes. Guys, I think this might be the first win for a kart racer. This might genuinely be the first win for a kart racer. Like, we have one of the best kart races ever made. This is one of the most disappointing Gran Turismo games ever made. I think that... I said earlier, like, even the best kart races can only be so good, but if you pair it against a pretty disappointing Gran Turismo game, I think it just barely manages to edge out. It barely edges out. I'm actually going Sonic here. Super Hang-On or Diddy Kong Racing, that's... Do I look like I'm 40? Diddy Kong. I mean, it makes more sense to compare these games together than something old with something new. Like, this makes more sense, actually. Outrun or F-Zero X, of course. Daytona USA or Horizon Chase Turbo? Daytona is iconic. Okay, how many of you actually played Daytona USA? Like, be honest. How many of you actually played it? And I mean for like longer than 10 minutes. I get machine cards? Yeah, sure. Matter of fact is, Horizon Chase Turbo is more of a game. However, it doesn't have a funny theme song, so I'm picking Daytona. Figure that one out. Okay. Okay. F1 2020 or Motorsport 2. I think I'd still go Motorsport 2. I guess as I said earlier, like, I think F1 2020 was like the most solid one. No, it's not mid. F1 2020 is not mid. But I don't think it can beat FM2. The vibes in this one just immaculate. Dirt 1 or Dirt 1? Dirt 1. I gotta speed this shit up, man. We're 2 hours in. We still got like not even 2/3 done. MC3 was... Yeah, it's MC3. We voted for Crazy Taxi twice, I think. BeamNG? Yeah, it's just more of a game. But then, launch version. Yeah, even then. BeamNG was very revolutionary. And FS2 was just the iteration. This is F-Zero. It's always driver, guys. It's always driver, San Francisco. It's always driver. Okay. Oh, Yeah, base GT5 is rough. Base GT5 with no online is rough. It's gonna have a rough. I don't think it can keep up with Unleashed 2. This game was very solid. It's still such a shame that no one played it. Handling was way better. Tracks were way more creative. Game modes were doubled, I think. And generally one of the best like arcade races of like the last 5 years. It's gotta be this one. Not the first one though. Not the first one. First one was not that good. We go Tokka too. Jesus, you gotta do me like this. Carbon or Underground? Carbon has more features. And you gotta consider they came out on the same console generation. There's no generational difference between these. Carbon has more features. They're both roughly the same length. And Carbon isn't as bullshit. Carbon is like genuine challenge. It's like Carbon actually has a really good difficulty, honestly. Give difficulty curve, I want to say as well. Underground is bullshit. Underground is straight up bullshit. At times. So I think just based on that, Carbon is just more smooth experience. PJ1 for sure. I gotta be honest, I don't know enough of Pure. I gotta remove it. First F-Zero? Nah, no way. It's Horizon 3. I wanna vote for Shift 2, but every good thing I can say about Shift 2, most of them Apocalypse has as well. So yeah, just makes more sense. It's the 2. Weak comparison, TDU or Wreckfest? I would lean TDU. Not sure about you guys. I would probably lean TDU. Yeah. Matter of taste though. Abyssio, Enthusia. Definitely Enthusia. Enthusia has way more style. Music, dude. Crazy physics for its time. Paradise for sure. I'm not gonna I want to pick out of Rally. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? I don't think it is. Oh yeah, this game has great multiplayer. Once again, like out of Rally did so much for indie racing games. I wouldn't call Opposite Soul this. OG Mario Kart vs CTR remake. What the fuck? Sure. CTR remake. We have this in there twice. We have the remake and the OG, which is super pointless. Horizon 2 vs PGR3. Probably Horizon 2, I think. Yes. Yeah, other PGR games are better. Whereas I think Horizon 2 genuinely like still can stand on his own feet and has merit. We pick Grid over Midnight Club 2 though, right? No? Okay, here's what I'll say. I vibe so much more with MC2. I vibe so much more with MC2. I fuck with that game heavy. But give me the choice of only ever playing one of these ever again. Like, one of these games disappears forever. I'd probably go with Grid. Yeah, same as what King Jack is saying. My heart wants to say MC2, but like if I want to be fair and reasonable, I gotta probably go with Grid. It's just a more solid game, honestly. Because like okay, here's the thing. Midnight Club 2 has little to no replay value. That's like the problem. Which for games back then was pretty important, where online wasn't really like, you know, a thing. So it's gotta be great. It's just more solid overall. It's more technically advanced as well. Evolution Studios' finest. Oh man. What do we think was their best game? We gotta once again consider, this is launch, no DLC, no updates. And Drive Club on launch was really, really limited. Not bad. Drive Club only became a great game. It didn't start out as a great game, I think. It was just a solid base, and then they built on top of that. Whereas I think okay, here's the thing. From today's standpoint, if you consider all the updates and legacy, blah blah blah, Drive Club wins out. Drive Club wins out. Safe. But from the perspective of their release, I think Pacific Rift was just a better package. It was just a better package. Where I feel like you got your money's worth more with this game than with Drive Club. Drive Club, if you bought it for 60 bucks in the store, I think might have been a little bit disappointing. If you were there first. So I'm giving it to Pacific Rift. Tier 3 to... all the old people are gonna hate me for this, but I don't care, it's Tier 3. Grid 2 or Most Wanted? We haven't seen Most Wanted in ages. It's probably Most Wanted though. Grid 2 was a big step down. It was a big step down. Motorsport 3 or the first Gran Turismo? Fuck, man. Between these two, FM3 is definitely the better game. Because it's just more like solid. Better physics. Better handling. More content. FM3 is a game I never revisit though. If I'm being honest. It's I mean, it's partially why, because, you know, FM4 exists. That's just kind of that, you know. I feel like FM3 is just kind of a technical showcase, and that's literally it. Whereas I think with FM4, you know, that's when they started to introduce like a lot of like larger than life tracks. They had the whole Jeremy Clarkson thing, you know. That's when they introduced a bunch of the funny cars, the economy boxes, you know. None of that stuff was really in FM3. So I kind of want to say that I think GT1 just has more soul, you know. Yeah, exactly. Like objectively, FM3 is the better game, but thanks for the raid. Appreciate it, man. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I'm feeling more towards GT1, if I'm being honest. It's my revenge. I've not played this. Fuck me dead. Split Second or Opposite 2? Opposite 2 for the music. I need to make this easier on myself. I need to make this easier for myself. We're gonna be here all day. I think yeah, yeah. Does the first Midnight Club clap GT7? I think once again, like, I gotta argue, I gotta bring this argument more often. GT7 doesn't make me feel anything. Midnight Club makes me feel frustrated, angry, which is better than nothing. So we're going with this. Okay, yeah, definitely GT2. No, I don't even have to think about this. It's always GT4. If this was F-Zero GX, safe. Safe is F-Zero. Like this though, I'm not sure. I think I want to go Diddy Kong Racing. It's just more... There's more fun gimmicks, in my opinion. And the switching stuff. Open world. Well, open world, quote unquote. Not sure which of these games holds up better either. If this was F-Zero GX, I would vote for it, but it's just X, so. FM2. I have a hard time saying no to Drift 2, that's my problem. It's been on 3, but I have such a hard time not voting for this. I feel like I haven't voted for Drift 2 at all. That's crazy, Texas, yeah. See, there we go. There we go. Now I'd be more than happy than to vote for F-Zero. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. It's Red Tracer 4. Never 4 or 5. I'm actually kind of okay with 4, if I'm being honest. I think people like to really forget and underestimate how cool the seasons were. At least they felt like that to me. I don't know, maybe some people didn't care or didn't like them, but... Yeah, but other than that... It really was just same old, I guess. Yeah, I gotta give it to Hot Wheels Unleashed too. Feels more... Felt like it pushed a little bit more. Like it's just a better sequel between the two. It's the worst ranking system in history. Funny enough, I think the ranking though is the best one yet. Like, you know, when you go onto the page. Compared to the meta score ranking, compared to the user score ranking, compared to the IGN's own rating, this is actually the most solid one. It's Underground. Oh, fuck. Midnight Club? Maybe? They both get pretty grindy near the end, honestly. MCLA just has the problem that you just don't know what the fuck to do at the end of the game. And the problem with Motorsport 4 is it doesn't really have an endpoint. It's just that game doesn't ever fucking end. Which is okay, I guess, but because there's always something new to do. MCLA still has the best open world out of any open world racing game. There, I said it. For that, it gets the point. The first PG... Is the first PGR actually better than FM7? Do we hate modern racing games that much that we have to delude ourselves that PGR is better? Or is it actually better? Is it actually better? Don't need to talk about which game has more soul. That much is obvious. What did FM7 do? I mean, it just builds on like the foundation that 5 and 6 had, right? Adds dynamic weather, dynamic time of day. Can be kind of cool if you have long races. Has really good colors, man. I gotta be honest, FM7's colors is heat. There's some crazy shit in there. It's really bland though. It is kind of bland. I hate that you can't upgrade cars in this game. I think the homologation is what kills it for me, honestly. The homologation system is what kills FM7 for me. Game doesn't let you do anything yourself. Treats you like a fucking baby who can't build cars. And I find that insulting. I find that kind of insulting. Did PGR 1 already have like the different radios that change based on the occasion? Or was that only something that they added in 2? Pretty clear to me that I need to play more of the PGR games. I think this would be easier for me had I played the series more. Maybe we gotta do that on stream. Gotta play more PGR games. I think I still gotta give it to FM7. Car list is killer, track list is also really good, even on launch. Like, that game just came chock full with content. Had like an okay single player career. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to 7. It doesn't feel good to me, but gotta do it. Still a motorsport. I voted for that game a lot. Baton Madness or Tourist Trophy? Now once again, like I think Tourist Trophy sold me on bike racing games, which is pretty impressive. So we're picking this. That too. That too. As much as I like Wreckfest, that game has zero style. It's like one of my main problems with that game, it has zero style. For a game that is all about Destruction Derby, that's kind of like come on. You know. Like, they're both dirt type racing games. I think Dirt 2 nails the style more. Enthusia or Paradise? I don't fucking know. Paradise, probably? Paradise has issues, but like... They tried a bunch of cool stuff with this. Some of it didn't work, but like, who cares? Stands out and they tried to evolve the franchise. Enthusia really, in a lot of ways, was them just trying to like one-up Gran Turismo. They might have succeeded in some areas, but I will have less respect for that. So I'm going for Paradise. Definitely Flat Out. Definitely Hot Pursuit. I would say MC2. I would say MC2. For the OST alone, you got me there. Oh, this is Starting to realize how tough this gets. PGR 4, TXR 3. I'm gonna be honest, I'd probably go for PGR. If the handling was just a little better in TXR 3, it would clap so many more games here. It would clap so many games if the handling was just a little better, just a tiny bit better, just a bit more grip. I gotta give it to PGR 4. What's the Pacific Rift of Dirt 3? The Career mode was really big letdown with Dirt 3. I think I'd go with Motorstorm. Doesn't have like a crazy career mode either, but it's like tracks and cars keep it more interesting. Yeah. Still GT1. I'm gonna be honest. Still GT1. You got me now. Motorsport 1 or Burnout 2? Jesus fuck, dude. Okay, regardless of my voting, I will say the first Forza Motorsport deserves way more respect from people. I gotta be honest. What they managed to pull off on their first fucking game on an OG Xbox is ridiculous. They managed to one-up Gran Turismo in terms of damage, in terms of customization, both performance and visual. Visuals, although that's kind of debatable. It's actually absurd. Like at this point, Gran Turismo was on its 4th game and here they came out swinging so hard with the first game. Oh yeah, night racing? I mean... Yeah, I mean GT4 also had races at night, to be honest. It's just kind of funny when they say in like FM6, like, oh, this game introduced night racing, and it's like, no. First game had it. I think this game also got a lot more creative with its tracks. Like, you had some sprint tracks that kind of almost feel more like street races. The full Nordschleife was even in this. Like, for the first game, that's insane. That is insane. And Burnout 2 was a substantial upgrade over the first one. But we're comparing like a decent upgrade to a game that came out full on swinging on the first game. You know? So I think for that I gotta give it to FM1. I had a full-fledged career mode as well. Like on par with you know, Gran Turismo. Like works the same way basically. It's Burn Revenge. I'm sorry. Sorry, Opposite 2 fans. It's still MC1 for sure. Ah. Blur or Gran Turismo 3? Saw a bunch of blurs, now I'm seeing a bunch of GT3s. Yeah, GT3 is pretty lacking. Blur's such a rush to play. I think Gran Turismo 3 puts me to sleep. Once you get to the end of the game. That's a game that puts you to sleep. At the end. But Blur is just like fresh and killer throughout. Yeah, it's Gran Turismo 2. For sure. FM2. Please keep giving me easy ones. Horizon 1. Let's try Drift 2. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry for not using GT3. We picked it plenty of times before. Yeah, it's probably Drift 2. Drift 2 has its issues, but I mean, Crazy Taxi is just 2. It's just not. Yeah, whatever. Still have 0. What are you thinking about this one, Chad? These games are so hard to compare. One of the best kart racers versus the best Need for Speed of the last generation, which isn't saying much. I think I give it to Sonic. Honestly, I was really more leaning towards Heat, because like the night races and the cops, it's such a rush. But Heat has really low lows, and as far as I'm concerned, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed has no lows. There's 0 lows in that game. That game is fun 100% of the time. So I'm going with that one, I think. That's probably Underground. I think as a game, Unleashed 2 is probably better, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, but Underground hits different. Music, atmosphere. Yeah. Don't think I'm making any statements here, any controversial statements. Daytona USA made it pretty far, funnily enough. It's probably MC3 though, right? Yeah, Moonstone. The 2. Is Driver still mocking everything? Is Driver still swiping everything? I think it still is. I think it still is. I think it still is. Midterm Madness, make it this far. I didn't vote for it even once. I have no idea. It's probably opposite. Mario Kart? I gotta be honest. Driving like a Carrera GT at night during a thunderstorm while some of the game's OST is blasting is like that's a high that no Mario Kart will ever reach. So I'm going up pursuit. MC2. Yeah, I'm probably going MC2 here. With all due respect, TXR, but it's MC2. Fuck. Horizon 3. Oh, TD1. That's really tough. TD was really ahead of its time. That is true. It was also pretty flawed, even for its time. And once again, like, the argument I made earlier is like we're still chasing that high from Horizon 3 to this day. We're still chasing that high with every single Forza game. We just ain't getting there. I think that's where like this formula of Horizon games peaked. And considering how many people fuck with it, me included, it's gotta be Horizon 3. Yeah, exactly. TD was the more important game. But Horizon 3 is just such an insanely good refinement out of pretty much everything that TDU, you know, brought to the table, except maybe the houses and lifestyle system, but Rise 3. Still giving it to Gran Turismo. Still giving it. Yeah, Revenge is just better than 2. Oh man. Out of Rally or Grid? What do we... Jesus Christ. I think Grid is a better game. It's unfair because obviously like Out of Rally was made by like 2 people in a van. That's not like that's literally it. And one guy that they outsourced the music for. And Grid was made by like a really insanely experienced team of people. But it's still Grid. Yeah, it's GT3. Fuck, GT2 or FM2? This might be my worst hot take. I might lean towards FM2 here. That might be the hottest take of the entire stream. Problem is FM2 gets so boring after like at a certain point, but like, do I care? Like every time it gets boring, I keep playing anyways. I don't even know why. Was GT2? I mean, you can apply... Same is true for GT2, man. You can enter any race with any car in this game. So it's like... I'd go with FM2, honestly. FM2 is my favorite game, though. True. But FM2, you know what FM2 does have? Insomnia. Does have Insomnia, dude. Yeah, I fuck with FM2 more. And they're both flawed, though. Yeah, most one clears. Rift 2, I think I would still pick here. Still GX. It's always GT4. Underground or FM4? That's for... That is hard. That is difficult. Underground 1 can be so frustrating. Like the Enduro Street Circuit traumatized me. I think I'd give it to FM4. I would give it to 4. It's just a more consistent experience. Oh, these are getting so difficult. Fuck, man. Yeah, I think this might be where... This might be where Ridge Racer falls, guys. This might be where Ridge Racer falls. It's really... It's hard to go up against Burnout, man. Burnout 3. I think, was it any other Burnout game, I would probably give it to Ridge Racer 4. I would always give it to Ridge Racer 4, but not with Burnout 3. Variety of locations, physics, crash mode, soundtrack, dude. I mean, also good on Ridge Racer. Like, they give themselves no inch, I think. I think both of these games, they give themselves not a single inch, dude. I think the reason why I will give it to Burnout 3 is because on top of everything else, it was also technically impressive. All the explosions, the debris, the reflections and everything. Like, Ridge Racer 4 also looked really good for PS1 game, but... You know... I think like they're both amazing games, and I think the technical aspect is like the only thing I can give Burnout 3 over Ridge Racer 4. So, like, if I go through this. Dirt 2 or Carbon? It's probably Dirt 2. If Carbon had a better implementation of the cops and wasn't as short, I would probably give it to Carbon. But that's not the reality we live in, so it's Dirt 2. Midnight Club 2 still claps, right? Or are we thinking HP? Are we thinking HP? Damn. I think both can be a crazy vibe. I think overall MC2 is more memorable. I will say one thing, Hot Pursuit is kind of lacking that little something. It can be like a good vibe when the music hits right. Yeah, as I said earlier, like drive a Carrera GT down in a thunderstorm in the middle of the night, some music banging. But Midnight Club 2 has that too, and then some. Like all the characters you go up against here feels very special and memorable, whereas in Opposite it's just faceless nobodies. And you're competing for what? For gold medals. It's just not exciting, man. It's just not interesting. I'm missing 2 has these goofy ass dudes here. And you just want to beat them all because they're douchebags. You still remember the times the game pisses me off? Yeah. But it made the win feel so much more earned and rewarded, you know? Yeah, I'll give it to MC2 still. It's always MCLA. Is this why GT1 falls? I think this might be why GT1 finally falls. Because like sure GT1 was very influential, but I mean so was TD1. Like the only reason why we kept voting for GT1 is because of, you know, how much it managed to do, even despite its flaws, and how much it influenced the racing game franchise. But the same is true for TD1. Without TD1 we wouldn't have Forza. We wouldn't have like, none of the racing games we have today we would have without TD1. Without GT we would not. I would say we would have racing games without GT1. We had plenty of racing games before GT1. We had Test Drive, we had the Need for Speed series already. It's just we wouldn't have them the way we have them now. But the same is true for TD1. Fuck, dude, I think these games, they hit so similar. Or like, they hit like a similar note for me, in how I think about them. And they're both flawed, but very influential, and I have respect for both of them. Okay. Here's why I'll still give it to GT1. It's the only thing I could come up with. GT1 did more for car representation in gaming. Does that make sense? Prior to GT1, racing games were only for people who enjoy cars in the real world. After GT1, shit didn't matter anymore. People played it because it was fun. I think that's worth considering. People who don't cared about or who didn't care about cars still picked up a Gran Turismo game because it looked fun and was technically impressive. With TDU, I'm not sure. Probably not. So I'll still give it to GT1. Love Auto Rally, but it's gotta be Burner Revenge. Ooh, Flat Out Ultimate Carnage? Which is Flat Out 2, technically. Oh, PGR 4, damn. I think I might be leaning Flat Out here, guys. It's going on YouTube? Maybe. Maybe not the main channel. I think it's Flat Out. Especially the Carnage, Ultimate Carnage has the Carnage mode on top. Has the stunt mode. Just has more to do, honestly. I feel like with Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, you got your money's worth a little bit more. They got really creative with this game. That I don't think I can say the same about PGR 4. Which was just like a logical evolution. But Flat Out 2 or Ultimate Carnage was just like, okay, let's just go fucking crazy with everything. Flat Out 3 was on the list. I give it to yeah, Ultimate Carnage. Wow, these are the same game. FM2 or GT3? Both get boring the longer you play. Both have good art style. Both have good music. Both were technical upgrades. These are the same game. FM2 for better customization. Fair point. Damn, fuck. GT3 does have better tracks. Yep. Also does more with them. Reverse tracks have different times of day. Okay. Here's what I'll say. If both games become boring at some point, two questions we need to ask is which one gets boring faster and which game is more entertaining up until that point. And I think up until you reach that point, FM2 might be a little bit more fun because of customization and like how it has like very cool tuning cards you don't see in other games, but it burns out way faster. You think it gets boring? It gets boring later. I think it gets boring a little faster actually. Because in GT3, you can jump between like different events. You can hop into rally if you're bored. You can hop into the arcade mode, which is its own progression system. You can do licenses if you want to. You can mess around with the machine test if you want to. You can browse the car dealer. That kind of thing. Whereas in FM2, it's like, okay, you have your main career events, and then what? What else is there? It also has like a separate career arcade mode progression, but I think GT3 keeps me hooked for a little longer. Just a little longer. Okay. Here, okay, I figured it out. The fact that Motorsport 2 has such a good soundtrack and none of it ever plays during the race, but only in the menus, is a crime. That is actually such a crime. In GT3, the music at least plays during the races, which makes the races more fun. So I'm going GT3 here. Okay. I think that's what tipped it over the edge. High stakes or Drift 2? I think it's Drift 2. Give me more easy ones, please. Ugh, fuck off. It's probably still Blur. Yeah, it's probably still Blur. As much as I, praised this game earlier and how much it did and how crazy it is what they managed to do for the first attempt, Blur's kind of like it's a murderer, So I feel like hard to go up against it. I gotta play this game more, so I gotta play both of these games more. I only played both of these games fairly briefly. What are you thinking here, chat? I don't know. Maybe still F-Zero. It's pretty iconic. Sega GT is more of a niche cult classic. Now, wouldn't it be funny? Also fun. Horizon? That's probably that too. Yeah, 2 games with massive aura. 2 games with massive aura. I think Dirt 2 deserves the vote here because genuinely, what other arcade rally racing game is better than this? Genuinely, like... Okay, no, actually... Legit, genuine argument for Dirt 2, the Colin McRae tribute. That is, like... It's gotta be Dirt 2. Midnight Club 2, for sure. We're 300 in, 300 duels in, we only got 31 to go. Driver always clears, right? Driver always clears, right? Driver as if always clears. We said it from the start. It always clears. The thing is, once again, it says remix on the image, but it's not actually the remix version here. I'm not sure what to take here. Driver always clears. I'm sorry. Gran Turismo 1. I think this is the point where I just gotta be honest. Like Burnout Revenge is just that much better of a game. It has to trump over like GT1. I think this is the point where I gotta be honest. Like, as much as we, praise GT1 and defended it, it's like, I'm sorry. It's Burnout Revenge. PGR 4 or GT3? Fuck. Oh god. Yeah, I think also, like, this is where Gran Turismo falls, dude. This is just the point where I can cope as much as I want with, oh, this game did so much, like, these games are just better. They're just that much better. Like, you would not play these games anymore at this point when you have these alternatives here. There's no argument you can make with, yeah, but I want to rather play this game instead to see how it was and appreciate it. Like, who cares, dude? It's PGR 4. Ryzen 3 or Grid? Fuck. I think yeah, we gotta go with Grid here as well. Like all of these like games that are really close to my chest. Just can't stack up against these like objectively almost perfect games, you know? That's the problem. I'm leaning Drift 2. I think to this day, there's still no better authentic Toge racing game than Drift 2. Doesn't exist. As much as I appreciated Motorsport, the first Motorsport earlier, it has been kind of like obsoleted by other Motorsport games or even Gran Turismo. So, but like, what alternative do you have for Drift 2? There is none. There is none. It's the only one of its kind, you know. I'm really damn good at that too. I knew it was. I said it was gonna happen. I knew there will be a time when I will vote against Most Wanted, and that time, ladies and gentlemen, has come now. It's Gran Turismo 4. It's always Gran Turismo 4. Get out of here, Most Wanted. Sonic or Dirt, guys. Sonic or Dirt 2. It's probably Dirt 2, right? Yeah. As I said earlier, like, even the best kart races are only, like, that good. Dirt 2 is just arcade rally perfection. Yeah. Midnight Club 3 is better than 2. I'm sorry. I prefer the vibes and soundtrack of 2. And the character and how much it has. I appreciate all of that, but like on a normal day where I just want to sit down and play, I would never pick 2 over 3. I'm sorry. Like, you gotta be... there's gotta be like a severe case of neurodivergence for me to pick 2 over 3. It's... yeah. Okay, this is getting impossible now. Burnout 3 or MCLA? I think Burnout 3 is the more consistent game. Midnight Club LA really falls off near the end. Do I care though? Do I care? I don't think I do. Cause like, here's the thing. As cool as Burnout 3 is, after like 2 hours, you've seen everything. At that point, it just kind of reiterates on itself, which is okay. So pretty much all racing games work. MCLA, you always find new corners on the map that are interesting. You can try different cars that behave differently. You can try different abilities. Different customization. And the map is insane. The map is insane. Yeah, all cars kind of handle the same in Burnout 3. Like, that's what I mean. Like, after 2 hours, you've kind of seen everything the game has to offer. Like, you can keep playing because it's more fun, and you will. Because you always want more. Bigger crashes, faster cars, but... kind of the same. Yeah, also like there's no replayability with Burnout 3 because it's always going to be the same thing in the same order. Burnout in Midnight Club LA, if you replay it, you can try different cars than last time, you know? It makes the difference very different. That makes the experience very different, sorry. It's LA. I think it's MCLA. Yep. Burnout 3 finally fell. Mirror Revenge or PGR 4? Makes the difference very different. Nothing can beat my intellect. I think this is where Burnout still clears though, I think. PGR 4 is really cool. Different environments, different cars. It doesn't really hit the same though. Revenge, I gotta be honest, dude. So balls to the walls. With the music and the speed. I think the main problem with Revenge is just the one game mode where you have to just ram traffic for like 3 minutes. That is really boring. I think Revenge just has higher highs. Admittedly also lower lows. But the highs are just so good, man. The highs are way too high. I'm going Revenge. Horizon 3 or Drift 2? Yeah, I think it's still gotta go to Drift 2. Like, once again, like as I keep saying, we're still chasing that high from Horizon 3. But at the same time, Drift 2 is way older and nothing has dethroned it yet for like its specific genre of like toge racing games. Nothing even comes close. Nothing even attempts it. Probably still Blur, yeah. Don't need to overthink this too much. Christ. It might be a Most Wanted angle. The highs of Most Wanted are crazy. It's more memorable. It's more memorable. Most Wanted is a better game from start to finish. Significantly shorter game that offers less content. That's the main thing to consider. Like in terms of value, that's where that's like I think where FM4 is like leaps and bounds above almost everything we've seen here. It's just the value it offers is crazy. But like it just doesn't hit the same. It just doesn't hit the same. It just doesn't hit the same. Sorry, Jeremy. Guys, driver always clears. Driver always clears. Fuck. Driver always clears, doesn't it? That doesn't. Driver always clears. It's too late to say that it's not technically a racing game. I mean, it is. You do some racing in this game, but I think it still clears, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Because, like, here's the thing. As cool as Horizon is, and as much as it clapped Need for Speed in the day, it was just an iteration of TDU. Did its own thing with, like, the festival and stuff. It did plenty of things. But at the end of the day, it still just took, like, the best elements from, like, a lot of cool racing games that just made it its own thing. Driver is, like... That's its own fucking thing. That's its own beast. Entirely.
Horizon.
Driver took nothing from nowhere. And they made it damn good. And there will never, ever, ever, ever be another game like Driver SF. Lena, thanks for the 8 months, by the way. There will never be a game like Driver San Francisco again. And it's damn good. Like, I would argue like Driver San Francisco is near flawless. Horizon 1, admittedly also. Like, these games are both nearly flawless. Driver still clears. Driver still clears. Yeah, I've said a lot of times between these two, I think Burnout 3 is the better game. Burnout Revenge has a better crash mode. but the locations in Burnout 3 feel a little bit more distinct. Taking down other opponents is a little bit easier. It's a bit of a pain in Revenge at times. And Revenge has the boring traffic check mode, which is not fun. So I think it's Burnout 3 still. Yeah, I think the Drift 2 still clears, yeah. I think what I said earlier still rings true. There were at least some games that tried to like kinda like bank on the success of, you know, Flat Out. Wreckfest and Trail Out namely. Whether these games are better than Flat Out, it's debatable. But nothing comes close to Drift 2. Still GT4. Still GT4. Grid clapped a lot of games. Like, I think Grid won against like 4 or 5 games. But it can't be GT4. It can't be GT4. It just can't. This is like the most popular debate ever. Most Wanted or MC3? And I gotta be honest, MC3's cop chases are not as good as Most Wanted. But MC3 kinda mogs Most Wanted. MC3 has better customization. It has a better progression. Has more different maps, more environments in general, better map. You have the entire remix career if you want to put that on top. It's faster. Soundtrack is kind of like debatable. I think Most Wanted might have a better soundtrack, but whereas I think the only thing Most Wanted has over MC3 is the cops. And to be honest, that's a really good point. But like, I think MC3 just has more. Most Wanted has an actual story. Yeah, that's you know what? That's also true. Most Wanted has a pretty interesting story that keeps you hooked. MC3 is pointless. Like, you can cut the cutscenes out of the game and nothing will change. MC3 is more fun to me, and I replay it more often. So I'm going MC3. Horizon or Burnout 3? As a car guy, I feel more inclined to say Horizon 1. As a car guy, it hits harder. If I wasn't a car guy, I would probably say Burnout, honestly. Eventually, like, if I make a video where I let my girlfriend play Burnout 3, she'll probably come around to liking that one more. That's kind of my something that I estimate. But like, as a car guy, I think Horizon is just the kind of... Okay, actually this is like a big thing. Horizon 1 is the kind of game that turns people into car guys. Burnout 3 is not. Burnout 3 is just fun. Which is fine. That's all the game needs to be. But I think if a game can do just a little more than being just fun, that is worth a whole ton more. So I'm going with Horizon 1. I think our Metro is gonna fall. Blur clears? Definitely Blur. Dude, does it? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. MCLA just has way more replay value. And like, as cool as Blur is for how it essentially like single-handedly reinvented the kart racer genre or fun racer genre, MCLA pushed the open world formula to such an unbelievably high standard that no game has reached it since. The map in that game, how alive it feels, how detailed it is. No game has come close. And it's been like almost 20 years. Game came out, I think, in 2008. So it's at like 17 years. No game has come close to like offering the same kind of like open world experience that this game has. So, you know, also once again, feature set, you know, there's so much more you could, like, assuming both of these games cost the same, you get way more for your money with MCLA. Way more. Way more to do, way more playtime. So it's gotta be MCLA. It's gotta be. Drift 2 or Grid 1? Another tricky one. I mean, everything I kept repeating earlier, that there's no game like Drift 2. I can say the exact same of Grid. Not even the Grid series itself managed to capitalize on this game and come close to what this offered, you know. I think since these games, I think trade blows really hard. I think I'll give it to Grid just based on the fact that Drift 2, if it had like better music and a better atmosphere, I would probably give it that. But orchestral soundtrack in Grid is crazy. Like if you do these 24 Hours of Le Mans races and the last hour hits, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Also like the rivalry against like, you know, Raven West, it's something that the entire game builds on, Wes. I feel like in Drift 2 you're just kind of dilly-daddling, you know? Like Drift 2 at times feels a little directionless. It's just kind of like, you're kind of doing your thing, just, you know, building cars, upgrading, but with Grid 2 it just feels like there's like this entire like, you know, need to want to be better. So I'd give it to Grid. It just feels like more of a cohesive experience, if that makes sense. MC3 or Horizon 1? Brother, you're asking me questions here. Horizon 1 has better music and atmosphere. And I personally value that more, I think. I think I value that more. Yeah, MC3 definitely one-ups Horizon for, you know, car variety. You can ride bikes in that game. Horizon 1 just hits different. It's probably nostalgia talking, but to be honest, so it is with Makeup 3. I think I'm more of a vibes and feels person, and I think as such I'll pick Horizon. Yeah. Driver clears, right? Driver always clears. Driver always clears. Driver always clears. We said it from the start. Driver always clears, guys. We're not wussing out. Driver always clears, right? This is going to be the most controversial thing I've ever done. It's going to cost me all of my subscribers. The driver always clears. Driver always clears. No, but like legit though, like GTA 4 is hard to get into, man. Like if I'm gonna be honest, as much as I glaze that game, it's so hard to get into. Like if I were to give my girlfriend the controller and ask her to play GTA 4, she'd be so lost. Like what the fuck do you do? You know, if you don't know any shit about cars. Like I remember the first time I played GTA 4 was at a summer camp actually. Like a summer camp when I was a kid. And they had like a room with 2 PlayStation 2s. And one of them was running GTA 4. And I remember playing it and just really not liking it. Because it's just like, what the fuck is this, dude? I came off of GTA 3. I played that before. I liked that one. But then GTA 4 was just like, what the fuck is this, dude? It took until I was 18 for me to replay the game on emulator where I realized how good it is. It has problems, man. And it also just doesn't fucking end, dude. There's almost too much to do in that game. You don't ever have to do everything, I guess. Like, I think the game is very much designed that you just kind of like pick it up once every year and just do a little bit more. But I feel like as a game experience, Driver is just way more straightforward. It's like you buy it, you get some of the most crazy ass gameplay you've ever seen that completely pushes boundaries with what a racing game can be. And it keeps surprising you all the fucking time with cool, creative missions and lots of dialogue. And it just never gets boring until it ends after like 15 to 20 hours, depending on how much you want to do. That is just like a more cohesive experience. So I gotta give it to Driver still. You know, like, it's like a... Once again, like, this is a question here. What's the best racing game of all time? I think with this question, you have to consider everyone. You know, anyone that picks up a game should be able to, like, understand, like, yeah, okay, this is why. You know? And I think with that in mind, I think Driver just makes the most sense. I know. So, yeah. Okay. Blur or Grid? 2 games with only 4 letters. What are we going for here? I actually have no idea with this one. I'm at a complete loss. Yeah, it's also like Driver San Francisco, I think, is probably the only racing game that allows for creative gameplay, where you can just come up with creative approaches to win an event or whatever. Whereas in every other race, it's like, okay, either you're faster or you gotta do it again, you know? Which, like, that's how it should be. That's okay for every racing game. It's not a problem. But the fact that Driver San Francisco works differently is so cool, you know? Are we going Grid? I feel like Grid. Because of the replayability, once again. Blur is amazing, but it's the same experience every time. Oh, this is difficult. Horizon 1 or GT4? As I said, I'm more of a vibes and feels person. But GT4 has plenty of that. I will say one thing. Each of these are the best, definitive best at what they want to do. Right? Like Horizon as like a nice, chill experience with some light racing, with exploring, cruising. There's nothing that beats Horizon 1. And Gran Turismo 4 is a game where you just kind of fuck around with different cars and you enter various different races and get rich. Nothing clears Gran Turismo 4. I think for both of these experiences, each is the best. Overall, I think GT4 just for PS2 game, bro, like was way more technically advanced. You know. GT4 has more lows than Horizon 1, undoubtedly, but think if you played GT4 back in the day as a reviewer or whatever, or someone who likes cars, this shit blew your mind. You know? I think I'll give it to GT4 though. I think I'll give it to GT4. Driver always clears. Driver always clears. Driver always clears, right, chat? I think unironically though, like, I mean, like Club LA falls off near the end. Driver just... I think Driver actually just gets better the longer you go on. It's like one of those rare instances where it gets better the further you are in the game. So... Driver always clears. GT4 or Midnight Club LA. Yeah, I think I'd still put GT4. I think it's one point we kept giving MCLA against a lot of other games is how replayable it is. GT4 is the most replayable racing game of all time. Nobody ever has the same playthrough twice. All of us who played the game had a different experience with it. Every one of us. We all went through the game differently. Picked different starter cars, went through events differently, picked different cars, built different cars. All of us. So every copy of GT4 is personalized, yeah, pretty much. So in that sense, that price doesn't hold up as much anymore. So what remains is the open world that hasn't really been anywhere closely reached since MCLA. But I think I can say the same about GT4's career mode. GT4's career mode and fastness of event setups also has not been reached since. You know? I think both of these games peaked in like their respective areas where they really wanted to like, you know, like be peaking, you know. And I think between like open world and career mode is more substantial. Career mode is like the thing you interact with all the time. It's like the more substantial thing. So I'll give it to GT4, I think. Okay, it's here, the final face-off. Okay, we're done. What do you mean? What do you mean? I already answered this. We said it. We already decided this. Driver always clears, dude. We figured it out, chat. We figured out what the best racing game is. Oh, that's funny. Interesting. Why is it ranking it like this? PJ only won once and never lost? Because it only came up once. Because it only came up once. Yeah, this starts to make more sense here. Dirt 2 won 8 battles. I mean, this is obviously kind of like random and rigged in like how much these games come up, you know, and what they're up against. Like, there's definitely some randomness here. Like, this doesn't make sense here. Like, for example, like GT4 lost twice because it was pitted against Driver twice. I think I disqualified them? Yeah, I might have disqualified them after I already voted for them. Because I then later decided, like, I don't know too much about these games. But they seemed like easy wins against some other games. I think that's why, So at least you can just kind of, like, think away. It's pretty interesting that Dirt 2 is then, like, technically second place. One thing, like, it kind of comes down to how often these games appear. It's definitely sort of random. Like, for example, I would not put Mortal Storm Apocalypse over Burn Revenge or Gran Turismo 3 or Horizon. It's just that it doesn't even make sense. Because it's ranking. I think I see what this is doing. It's ranking the losses first, and then it checks the wins after this, right? So it starts with 0 losses, then 1 loss, and then it goes down the list of wins. You know, 8 wins, 7 wins, 6, and then 2 losses, 8 wins. I'm not sure. I mean, not sure how it deals with ties, but yeah, I understand how this works. I understand how this works. Okay. Would I say Grid has the best career, like, overall of all the games? It's up there, but not really. I think Dirt 2 and GT4 come really, really close. Well, damn. This was fun, though. Arguments have been had. It's pretty interesting, though, that with the system, we still have one of the most agreeable rankings we've seen. Right? This is a community ranking now. Like, I think this is very agreeable. You can maybe move around some stuff here. Like, that the fact that the first Horizon is the highest is based, right? That is based. The fact that GT4 is at least in the top 3 is based. The fact that Driver San Francisco is in the top 10 is hella based. That game was not on any of the lists before. Like, that game got completely ignored. It's a very agreeable list, honestly, all things considered. Once again, like, you can move some stuff around in between, but I feel like everything that should be in a top 100 list is in here. I think the only stuff that is really missing, and one of you mentioned it earlier, is Trackmania. Like, I would have definitely put Trackmania United Forever somewhere here. No Juice, no Pro Street. Also pretty big offenders. But I think it's a fairly agreeable list, all things considered. Which is surprising, considering, like, we could play this again. We could do this over and over again. To just boost ratings of, like, GT4, for example, but... don't have to do it this time. You can do this yourself if you want to, though. I'm gonna post a link again in the chat if you want to play this yourself. Okay, I can't post it here. There you go. Alright. Jesus Christ, that took way long. I thought this was gonna be like a 2-hour adventure tops. Right? Like, we're gonna be at this for like 2 hours tops. Was kind of my estimation. This has been a 3.5 hour stream. Christ. Everything you can find in GT4, you can find a better part of in other GT games. On expensive career mode, you can... No, GT3, GT1 and GT6 do not have better career modes than GT4. That is just not true. Well, I guess I promised you guys some Forza Motorsport 1 on Ximu, but like, I gotta do it another day. I gotta do it another time. My throat is dead after this. I'm not used to streaming anymore since I haven't streamed in 2 months. All this yapping has killed my throat. I gotta chill. This took way longer than I thought, so apologies if you were looking forward to FM1, but we're gonna do it another day. I'll see how I do streams from now on, because I wanna focus on my second channel a little bit more, while also making sure that, you know, I still run things on the main channel. But what I could try is to stream on the weekends from now on. So during the week, I just kind of do YouTube. And on weekends, we could try to stream, like Sundays and Saturdays. I could try that. Because I don't want to like fall off the earth again for like 2 months. So yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by to the surprise stream. Lots of people joined again. So yeah, thank you all so much. And yeah, I'm not sure. Tomorrow I can't stream, unfortunately. So I'll see if I can at least be back next week on Saturday or Sunday. And yeah, I'll keep things running on the YouTube front as well. Second channel's getting at least 2 to 3 videos per week these days, which is pretty good. Main channel is also gonna continue with uploads. I'm currently working on the racing game glitches video, which is kind of hard to script out. The script's already done. I finished it earlier today. So hopefully that's done soon. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Let's see if I can raid experts. He raided me earlier. It's fun that I can raid him back now. What's he even doing? He's playing I'll see one Grand Prix. Nice, nice. Well, that's all for today, I guess. Once again, I'm not sure if this will be on YouTube, this stream, by the way. Everything will definitely be on the VOD channel at some point. There's still some other VODs that I haven't uploaded that I kind of need to get back to doing. Maybe I'll put this on the second channel, like a cut down version of it at some point. I'm not sure. We'll see. I kind of want to do more essay stuff, or just more proper YouTube stuff on the main channels. I guess what I want to say. Not as much stream highlights anymore. It's kind of what I want to do this year. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it, guys. I'm yapping too much. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. Take care, take it easy, and as always, peace. See you guys.